Oh yeah.
We're live.
We're live, but we've got nothing working.
It is. What's wrong with you?
This is fun.
That's it.
You ready?
Yeah. Don't know around that way.
Look at that bad boy.
Bit of pipe bending.
So,
Good morning, or good afternoon. What time is it? Is it morning still?
morning still just.
Good morning still just. We're doing a bit of pipe bending today, so I've got this new pipe bender here, look. So I've got all the gear and I've got no idea. So because I've got no idea, Dan the #1 influencer on TikTok. Is that right, Dan? so Dan, my very good friend, who was a gas engineer, is going to show us how to use the what's it called?
Row
Bend 4000 E.
Sounds good, yeah. We'll go with that.
So he's going to show us how to use it. So if you've got any questions, morning City Plumbing Derby manager here, pal. Morning, sir. How are you? You can buy this Row Bend 4000 from City Plumbing, by the way, if anybody wants to buy one. If you go to Derby, he might have a good offer on for you. So let's just flip this round. So you've had one of these pipe benders now for a while.
Yep.
So you know exactly how to use this first time.
Yeah, first time, every time, absolutely no chance of anything going wrong here.
So this is live. So if you've got any questions on pipe bending, on messy garages that gas engineers have, on massive tanks that are a bit too big for the garage and I'm going to struggle to get a car in, then I call myself the mad Professor Plumber now, because I've got so many different scenarios in here. Anyway, Dan, back to you. Do you want to tell us about this pipe bender?
So basically what this is, it's an electronic pipe bender. It bends when you're getting onto your bigger pipes. It makes life a million times easier, and especially with cost of fittings in 28, 35, when you're going into your heat pumps and stuff like that. If you can bend it, do it. So
what's good about this pipe bender?
What's good about it is you can set the bezel on it and you can get your angles absolutely perfect. The only catch is you've got to understand how to work angles as well. So we'll do a little bit on that and show you. So first things first, we've just done a 180. I'll drop a 90 onto the end of it as well. So what we do here is 90, as everyone knows, standard right angle. So we set his bezel in here to 90 degrees.
Dan, can I just ask you, did you do all these ones out here? These are my attempts here. I've just been practicing before Dan came.
We've got to practice. We want to look stupid as soon as we're live. So set bezel to 90. You've got your former.
Just show us how you do that, Dan.
So twist this round, then lift it up and loosen it.
Just don't twist it too far because it comes right off.
It comes off, yeah. So you spin it to where you want to be, then you just set it all back on.
I think you're breaking this because it's mine. I've actually paid my own money for this. I didn't get mine for free like other influencers. Don't be breaking mine.
Right, this good. Hey, so you've set to 90 degrees.
So you've set it to 90.
All right, former. Drop his former on just like you would do with any normal bending machine. Slide your pipe in. Your zero, that's your beginning of bend. So if you've measured it up, obviously your zero is where you want to be. I'm pretty certain we had a guide here 2 minutes ago.
It's in your hand, Dan.
It's in my hand. Right, there we go, it's all set.
Are you just doing this on purpose? It were all going so well before we videoed.
Cracking under pressure. Right, so we set as lever for the direction of where we want to go. So once you set your direction, you're all good to go. You've got your trigger underneath.
You need to, yeah. Just a question for us.
Yeah.
What size pipe can we go to?
I don't know the exact answer.
15, 22, 28 and 35
I know,
copper.
I'm going to say I've got up to 35. I don't know if you can go any higher.
No, 35 coppers maximum.
So
that's the answer to the question then.
You've got to keep your trigger pressed in, but it will automatically stop at the preset angle.
So he's just pressed it underneath, he's set it, and because he's set it to 90 on there, every time you do that, it'll go to 90 again. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah, that's it. Then flip your lever back, and then you return your machine.
Yeah, so Nick, who did all this lovely pipe bending here, has just said 35mm.
And we have perfect 90 every time.
So, what else are we going to do? Is that it? Is that live finished?
That's it.
You've done the 90. That's it.
What we can also do is just show some little tips on, because I know a lot
Can
of
we
people...
Can we do a bend over that pipe there? Can we do a double bend over that pipe?
Why not? No pressure, like.
No pressure. Do you need a tape measure out? So what we were saying about this, Dan, is for years we've just been guessing, haven't we?
We have.
So we don't measure, we just guess, we do it by eye because we've done so many. But now we've got a machine again. It's a little bit harder in it because we've got to get used to it all again.
It is, because you've got to remember the stuff that you were taught in college, which we've all forgot.
Yeah.
So,
how much are they, Dan? Now I won't ask you, Dan, because you won't know the answer to this question. So for people that actually paid for them, I paid about £1,500 for mine.
I do believe they're about 50.
Well, that's what in fact I haven't paid for it yet because I put it on my account at City Plumbing. As I did with all this copper here, I bought all this copper just so that I can learn how to use it. See that? It's actually cost me about, I bet there's 600 quid in copper there. I've got about 600 quid, so it's probably cost me over £2,000 just so I can do these videos for you. So how dedicated am I to helping people? So Dan, what are you setting it to now?
Right, so this is... There's no actual set figure. It's just about the thickness of the offset that you want. I'd like to start off on a 45 before flaring the edges out. We're not talking about going down and setting things up, drawing it out on a template, back how we all learned in college, because you've got to take into account that we're going to be doing this on site and time is money. So there's an element of guesstimation in it. There always is. I'm just being honest.
So you've set it to 45 on there this time. Just while Dan's doing that, if anybody's got any questions about weather comp or any that type of stuff, Dan's here, Dan will answer. Dan, we missed that now. We
just bent it to 45.
Let's just look. He's bent it. Look, he did do that. Honestly. See, this is. So that's Dan's bent it to 45. He's pressed the lever on there. He's done it to 45, and it's just.
So now what we've got to work out simply, we've got to work out our returns.
Right.
So the easiest way I find, quite simply.
Do you want a pen?
Got a pen in the pocket.
Oh, you see.
So there we go. We've got our 2 returns there. So what this will do when we return it, this will give us 2 equal returns.
Somebody's put, is that copper?
Yeah.
Do you know what I think, Dan? No, come on, honestly. Don't you think what I've done down here is better, look? Speed fit.
Speed fit.
It's so much quicker with speed fit.
Time is money.
Put a comment below. This is Dan. Dan did this for me, look. Dan did this speed fit. Didn't you, Dan?
Yeah. Time is money. Time is money.
And if you can't use push fit, you need to use press fit, look. So, press fit there as well.
So, what we do, we've got to start a bend.
Ah, that's interesting.
Right, so we take that back.
How do we make sure that's level?
So
This is
start
going to be a
bend.
problem now, isn't it?
This is where...
Ah, this is preparation, eh? So how do you know the floor's level for that to be level? Or are you just guessing floor's level?
Well, it's your floor now. So now we know that's level. Right, we know that's level. We know that's a start bend, and to be honest, if you're ever in any doubt, you can always see that Alan's garage floor is absolutely miles out. So, but it's near for what we're doing. It's near enough.
Yeah. Once we've done this, we're going to get Dan to tell us all about my heating system.
I don't even understand it myself. So,
Never do I.
of course, we're returning. So, you're basically returning back to straight. So we keep it on as 45 degrees. What we've already preset it to. You don't want to change that angle whatsoever. So set that up.
Just Dan, just before you go any further, what do people need to be doing now on this video? They need to be putting likes and comments on, don't they?
You need to get
So
involved.
you know what do we need to do on videos? Get involved, like,
Get
subscribe,
involved.
follow. What's your TikTok channel, Dan?
Daniel Tempest. No, Dan Tempest, I think it is.
You don't even know what it is.
No. No, it's not. It's ST Plumbing and Heating, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that what you've got there?
I think it is.
Look, so
There we go.
go follow Dan as well.
Question though, what we're doing? Are we doing a passover or a single offset?
It needs to be a passover on there.
Passover,
So,
right. In that case,
double.
ignore what I've just said.
No, do what you've just said first.
No, because that would be a single. If we return it back to 45, we've got to change the angle.
Go on then.
So
Because now you're just confusing. You're confusing me. So if you're confusing me,
So what we've got to do, you can't return. If you return that back at 45 degrees, that will go straight,
right? Okay.
which is a single offset.
Yeah. So can't we do that on both sides? So we've got a full passover.
You can do it on both sides like that if you want.
Go on then. Let's do that.
Right.
And then we'll do whatever else you were just going to do.
Yeah.
Since we've started this,
Right.
somebody's put bend the pipe for that. Come on, Dan. Stuart's watching now. We've got Stuart Ullen,
Oh,
the main man. Just think, Stuart's now. He's sat on beach, or he's in his caravan, just chilling. He's having a beer, and he's watching you
and he's
on
thinking,
TikTok.
why hasn't Alan got an A-tag in his garage?
I've got a few Beesmans here, Stuart.
Right, ready to go?
Ready to go this time, Dan. I'm ready. Dan, do you know that 4-hour combi swap?
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time. How much is one of these fancy benders? Check out City Plumbing and ask them how much they are. I think they're about £1,500, but your local City Plumbing can get these for you.
I hope he's talking about machine and not me.
Dan's priceless. So what are we doing there, Dan? Look, you're just doing stuff and you're not telling us.
So we're going for the second half of what we do of the bend. So we're returning it back now. Still keep it at 45 degrees. Come on.
It is a little bit faffy actually, isn't it, that? I think I might have to see if there's something wrong with that actually.
Obviously, we've got to get his return again now, so.
Oh, no pressure now, Dan.
No
No
pressure.
pressure now.
This is a bad one. This is where it all goes wrong.
This is where it goes wrong now. Nick's put it's the wrong way around.
Right, so when it works with bending machines, so I use the Monument Masters. When you use benders,
Monument Masters.
I know that. So from this so from here, I know that on 15mm you measure back 30mm, and that becomes your beginning of your bend, because that's the rate that takes you to your radius of your former.
This is just total.
And if I'm totally honest,
This is.
I don't bend 15mm with this machine. I'm normally using 28 and 35. So I'm going to use the same theory to get it, and let's see how it works out.
So this is total. Well, I'll tell you what. Shall we cut this down? Can we cut bits out of this video? Oh no, we can't. It's live. You notice I didn't do this live, don't you? Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
I know exactly why you wanted me to do it. So I've measured 30mm back from me. From me centre, because like I say, I know that's what it is on my Masters, and I know what the figures are for 28 and 35, but I very rarely get.
Can we get some likes on here for Dan so that he can, if you think he's going to do it wrong, put some likes on.
Yeah. So before I press it, come on then, let's see who thinks it's going to be right and who thinks it's going to be wrong.
So, put some likes on anyway.
On.
Yeah. Yes, Nick, I threw him under the bus.
He always does, Nick. I've got used to it.
Dan, the truth is, you phoned me last night and asked if you could get thrown under the bus.
Right, so we're going. You ready?
We're ready. Somebody's put tools down, boys. It's Saturday.
Let's have a look.
So you've never done that
on 15 ever.
However bad this is, Dan, mine would have been worse because I've never done it before.
Do you know what?
That's not.
Saying that power tank's not level, is it?
It's not bad though, that is it. Come on, we won't show it again though now.
It's not the worst.
Just.
Is what you do in real life.
How do you do that with 35mm?
Well, that's just it. You don't. So, like I say. So if that's it, so it wants to be less. It wants to be. Your return bend wants to be about 20mm. Top tip.
So what it is you'd have to practice. So this training that you're giving me today is training me how to practice.
How to press the buttons.
Why don't it have no instructions? Why don't they have instructions telling you which bend to start with and which do you need 45?
What would be really useful, I believe, and say we all benders, not just bending machines. I believe that everybody can find the centre of a bend. It's not hard to find the centre of a bend because you just use a straight line. Now every form is slightly different, so they should have a measure back figure.
Yeah.
Now, that's all anybody needs. If you have that measure back figure, you can get that. So like I said, we've just figured out now. So from the centre of bend, if you measure back 20, that's your return. And we've just worked that out now. It took us, well, a lot longer than it should have done.
Dan, there's no us in this. There's no us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you do it wrong and show me how to do it.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to do some videos showing that I know how to do it then.
Right, so let's give that 30 another blast. Right.
What boiler?
I'm not bothered because it's only my time. It's
Dan, somebody's put what boiler have you got? Just before you do that, let's just show them what boiler I've got. I've got a Wiesmann there.
Where do you want to start?
I've got an Alpha. I've got a Wiesmann. I've got another Wiesmann, and then let me just go in here. Who lives in a house like this? Just go in here. I've got a Navion boiler over there. Oh, I don't know if I've shown anybody that before, look. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I might have forgot to tell people about that. I've got an Ideal Logic there. And I've got a Worcester Bosch as well. Look at that. I've got a VTAC, what I've just been playing with last few days. That's it, that's what boilers I've got. Let's go back. Dan, this isn't fair now.
What's up?
People are saying it's my turn. No, Dan's doing training today.
Use the term training very loosely.
How many boilers most have? Oh, I forgot to show you one thing. So the reason I've got so many boilers is, if you have a look at this, look. I've got an air source heat pump. And like everybody says, air source heat pumps don't work. And because air source heat pumps don't work, I have to have a load of boilers. Isn't that right, Dan?
That's it.
Air source heat pumps don't work.
No, they don't work now. Oh dear.
And the truth is, my gas is actually turned off. If you have a look underneath that Wiesmann there, this is the boiler that I would use if I were using a boiler. But that's actually turned off, so I don't use any gas at all. At the minute we're using sunshine, free sunshine. 7 kilowatts we're producing from solar panels. Batteries are full. That hot water's full. That hot water's full. We actually put heating on last night, and it came out of this cylinder here, which had been charged up through day for free. So I only had one room on last night, just the room that I was in actually, because I'm soft and everybody else was saying it's a bit cold. But I said I can't put heating on yet.
If you want to know what I'm doing, I'm just playing about with this now. Because,
are you just practicing while I'm talking?
I'm just playing about because it's Alan's copper, not mine.
Can we get some likes on this? Because this is costing me a fortune. Dan's costing me a fortune in copper, so we need at least 5,000 likes on this video. So if you can put some likes on, really appreciate that. If anybody's got any questions, seriously, on any of this stuff that we've got in here, then just put some questions below. And what I'll do is,
there's got to be people.
I'll get an expert to answer them. What we done?
Why have you got someone else coming?
I think Nick might be coming soon. Nick is the ultimate bender. Yeah, this is my house. This is my house, and I'm a crazy plumbing professor. I just test all different things. If you have a look on there, look. For electricians, look, I've just got a few Wagos there, just for that plug. So that's temporary wires in when I want. I've got my Salas smart relays, so I can turn this pump on my app, on my phone. I've got Salas thermostat on there, which means I can turn the thermostat on. And Dan's practicing now while we're talking. He's just getting used to it. Dan, you've actually got one of these.
Yeah, but all your dimensions are different on 15mm. And I'm not going to take you 35 and 35 and 28.
Dan, look, I've bought enough copper for you, look. We've got 3 bundles of copper here, just to practice, look. I've actually bought these especially so we can do these videos today. I knew Dan would come in today, so I phoned City Plumbing yesterday, and I said to City Plumbing, there look, I said to City Plumbing, bring me some copper, so the bottom of these 3 bundles of copper, and then I knew that Dan would have enough. By the time we've used that copper, Dan, you'll know how to do this, won't you?
Maybe.
I won't, but... Is this a better one this time?
Here we go, look at that. Oh, baby, look at that.
Come on then, tell it. Now are you going to talk us through it properly? Right, what we'll do now, we'll pretend that this is a video, Dan. I'll crop this out after.
Start again.
I'll crop this out after as if this is a video from thing. So I'll save it and I'll crop it as a video. All right. Right, I'll start. Right, we've got Dan here.
Yeah.
Dan's going to show us how to do some pipe bending because he's amazing.
And I'm gonna do this first time.
First,
no practices.
No practicing. We haven't done anything wrong at all. And Dan's going to show us how to use the Rothenberger Robend 4000E. Right then, Dan, show us how to do it.
So, first of all, got to cut a piece of pipe.
Oh, more pipe. Costing me a fortune, this.
Right, so starting to pass over, so I'll go with 60 degrees. Just the reason why I pick 60 degrees is because it's just easy to half on the return, so getting a 30-degree return's easier.
Can you bend plastic pipe with it, Dan?
I can't see why not.
I wanted to say what questions
Right,
are.
so guide in. Bang, we're ready.
So, just before you start, what's that line for?
Start of bend.
So if we've got a line on there, that would be start at bend.
Yeah, and then you've got your marks going round, telling us where everything's going to go to.
So you've preset that to 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So that's now going to bring us round to somewhere around here, is it?
Round about that, yeah.
Right, okay.
So, quick as a little bottom. Put it in reverse. 60 degrees.
And just to point out that you probably won't be using this for 15mm normally.
Very unlikely.
It's cheaper to do this for me today.
I wouldn't, if I'm honest, I don't get my machine out for less than 28. It's just.
And that's mainly because the price of fittings is they're a fortune, aren't they?
Yeah, massive. The 28 and 35 are just obscene. If you could, I mean, I reckon you could probably make, if you're doing a full air source heat pump, say like some 35mm primaries, you could probably make this machine pay for itself within the job.
Yeah.
If you're pressing.
Or if you like Dan, you'll get it for free anyway.
So, measure a straight line.
Yeah.
So then we'll go round the pipe, round the pipe. That's beginning of our returns. So you level that up to your 0 line on your machine.
So just to point out there, what you've done is the first bend you do is the middle bend.
The middle bend, yeah. That's my personal preference.
Yeah.
Some people work from the end and go across, but my personal preference is I start in the middle. Then, so obviously we're doing an equal return, so we want 50% of his bend angle. So we've bent his first one 60 degrees, so now we want 30 degrees. That's the return of his bend angle. So we set his bezel to 30 degrees. And then, just quite simply, put his former back on. Slide his lines, his preset lines, to a 0 mark. Yeah, so we're good. Level it up on Alan's unlevel floor. Put it forward. Pull your bend. Can't bend too far because it automatically pulls itself. So you've got 1/2 of your return. Again, set your line to 0. Guide in. Make sure she's level for return.
We need to get some likes on this video, really do.
Sometimes a little bit of a tweak.
You can't do that though if it was bigger pipe.
You still got, even in 35, if on something like this, you've still got a fair bit of a. So there we go, as you can see.
Dan, that actually looks, for a first attempt, just one minute. Just
What?
for a first attempt, Dan, that looks really good. So what you've done there, you've done 60, 30 and 30. Nice and easy.
Easy as that.
Easy peasy. So if anybody's got any questions on pipe bending,
Look at
Ask
that.
Nick. Dan, did you put this flue in?
It's alright.
What?
Just leave that door open, leave that door open. It's open on two sides.
I can't believe Gas Safe allow this. Look at that.
Oh dear.
Right, Dan. So now,
well then.
what else can we do? What other bends can you do for us?
Jump shot to find an angle with a roofing square if you haven't got a digital set square.
We want to show everything.
Right.
I'm a good friend of your brother, Mark. Say hello to Mark next time you see him.
Right, so
how do you do a pull? How do pull a pullover? How?
showing you.
Bend it like Beckham. Do you know, Dan?
Don't bend it
Do you
like
know?
that.
We've actually got loads of people watching.
Have we?
Yeah, do you know how many people we've got watching?
How many?
300. That's good, you know.
Watching me screw it up.
That is really, really good. Dan, just before we get on to more pipe bending,
Right?
because you've done one of these tanks here before,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit about these tanks? And the reason I want you to do that is because I got this tank delivered yesterday and I have got no clue how to install it. I don't actually know all about it at all. So can you tell me why somebody would have a big massive tank in the garage?
The power tanks are brilliant.
Just before you tell us about it, can you just tell me how I'm going to fit my car in here?
Well, first thing you've got to get one of them smart cars for a start, or a Fiat 500,
Right, okay, so tell us about the power tank.
or a go-kart.
Tell us about the power tank.
Right. So what it does is it's basically boosts your incoming cold water main. It holds a bulk storage of water, and then when in times of high demand, it just ramps it up via the pump and gives you pressurised water.
So if you've got multiple bathrooms, it's going to give you good water pressure to all your bathrooms.
Yeah, and because Alan's got 65,000 bathrooms,
6.
this delivers 80 litres a minute.
So when I ordered this, it says what size do you want? And I just says, yeah, I'll just have whatever. 500 seems all right. But I didn't actually realise that this cylinder here actually holds 464 litres. So you see how big that cylinder is. This tank actually holds 500. Dan, would you say that this tank's probably a little bit too big for my house?
It's probably a little bit too big for the entire street, to be fair, mate.
But I will have good hot water and cold water. Good mains pressure. What we'll do when I pipe this in, we'll do a fancy feature. What I'll do is I'll have a tap that opens to next doors, and I'll squirt it into their garden. I'll just answer the phone to my wife. Hi Joanne, I'm just on phone. I'm just doing a live. We're actually live now. You're actually on the live now.
On live.
Yeah. Did you want me for out? All right. Well, I'm just doing a live, so I'll speak to you later. All right. See you later. Bye. Well, that were my good wife there. We still need some more likes on this. We haven't got enough likes.
Well, just a quick one then for...
Just before we get back to pipes, let's go back to this power tank.
Yes.
What do we need to do, and how would we install it? Why would we install it? Where would we install it? Would this fit under kitchen sink?
Probably not, but they do them.
So you can get different size ones for different applications.
Yeah, if you message Projolo, they'll tell you exactly what size, what your requirements are, and what size tank that you need.
And there's other manufacturers as well that do different versions.
Absolutely.
So is the Salamander in there? There's Grundfos,
Stuart
Turner. They all do similar things. I don't know if they do them with a brake tank or not. But
no, they don't do them with brake tank. I know Stuart Turner use accumulators, don't they?
Yes. They might do brake tanks as well that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, but I know they definitely do accumulators. But like I say, I like the brake tank version. Just simply, there's no what's going wrong in it.
Yeah.
It's just simple.
So all we've got on this, we've just got a cold mains that comes into there, and then that's going to have a load of I don't know what's going on with my thing here, but that's going to have a load of cold water in there, so it'll just store cold water in there, and then it's got that pump there, and that goes down inside and it pumps out of here. I ain't quite worked, I need to read instructions because this is the first one I've done, but I've just been speaking to Dan, and I think we need to put a non-return valve on this, so I might need to just bob over to City and go get a non-return valve, and then that will just pipe into the system, and then you can set it on this, and you can set it up to 80 litres a minute. So that's
just in case you want to water the garden 4 streets down.
Dan, so I've got a question here now. So you know this combi here, or any combi boiler. In fact, say like for instance, I've got a 24 kilowatt combi.
Yeah.
And I put 80 litres a minute cold water through there. How hot would my hot water be?
Same temperature it goes in. Oh dear. Yeah.
So that's your power tank. What else we got in here, Dan? Tell us about this cylinder behind you.
Oh mate, you're really stitching me up here, aren't you?
I'm probably.
Well, how is going to set up? This is going to be a slave. Essentially, it's a big, massive preheat, innit?
It does a few different things. So I've got it's a bit like a thermal store. It can work a bit like a cylinder. So what I've got is I've got cold mains coming in, which is there. So that comes from my cold mains. It will actually come from this soon, but it comes from the cold mains. It goes into here, into the cylinder there at the bottom, and then that warms up with solar thermal. PV. So from my solar panels. I've also got a coil in there, so it can do warm up from my heat pump, and then we've also got out the top of there. Even it's a bit complicated for me, Dan, as well now. At the top of there, we've got a blending valve, so we can preheat this cylinder over here. And then that cylinder's got hot water priority on it. What I've tried to do there, I'm trying to make it so that I use as much natural energy from sun as possible. I'm also going to get some solar thermal that we're going to put in the bottom of there, into that coil, and then I control all this with my Salus gear, and on that Salus, like on that one there, that controls my thermostat. I've got different stats that control different things. I can turn this boiler on a smart relay, or I can turn my heat pump on. How much does it cost to have this done? Dan, who in the right mind would have this done? How many customers is going to want this done?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Dan, give me a quote to do what I've got. Start with a 5.
Yeah.
Right, Dan, let's get back to pipe bending now. Can we get some more likes on this video, please? Alan, you're too sexy with all this gear. No, that's Dan, look.
Angles. Finding angles. I use a roofing square most of the time. You can use digital set squares and all sorts. Roofing squares are easy when you've got, because half the time when you're bending, especially for heat pumps, it's normally up in eaves and really tricky bends. So what I find a really simple method of finding angles is just using a roofing square and a level. You got your pivot point. Say you've got this here, so you got your pivot point there. So you put that on your corner, and you just bring your level to straight, and where it crosses over, there we have 25 degrees.
All right, okay.
So we've got a 25 degrees, so we know exactly what's. So we know what's what. So what we do is we've got another off.
How many lengths of copper have you used?
A lot. Right. So 25 degrees. So
what you're trying to do now is you're trying to make that fit on that what you've drawn on there. Is that right?
Pretty much.
Right. Okay. So let's see. Put some likes on this video for me, please.
So we're bending 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
we're bending 90s.
Sorry, we're bending 25 degrees.
Yeah.
To get us up to there.
So you've set it on there,
yeah.
25.
So we're measuring off of 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously we're looking for 25 degrees for his bend angle. So there ain't actually a 25-degree mark on it, but so we have to work out roughly.
Next put, we're all going to the pub with that scrap.
27 now, so we'll go with that.
Do you know, it's Nick's fault that I bought this. Nick came here and did this pipe bending here. And I thought,
so it's your fault I'm in this position, Nick.
Yeah. So I thought, oh yeah, this looks good. He's made it look so easy. And then I'd got it and thought, how on earth do I use this? So I've bought it. It's cost me over £2,000 with pipe. And then I've had to have Dan to come and help me use it. And Dan's made more scrap than me. No, he hasn't actually. You've actually done that right.
So
yours are good. There's Dan's bend look.
Right, so we're looking for a 25-degree bend. Right, and I've completely ballsed it up anyway as well. Right.
Well, it is live,
Forget
so
everything what I've just said.
Forget everything
Right.
that he just said.
Right, so we're working at 90 degrees, so it's 25. It's 90 minus 25. That's his angle.
No pressure. No pressure,
no
Dan.
Pressure.
65 somebody's put.
Yes.
They're helping you now, Dan. Oh, I'm glad it's you that's on video, not me. I'd be worse.
This is why I don't teach.
I'm not going to tell you what comments say, Dan. Just keep putting some likes on this video for Dan.
I'm not
Just
bothered.
make him feel a bit better.
I'm not bothered in the slightest.
Yeah, we've actually got a lot of... So, you know, somebody said to me the other day, if you get about 30 people watching, you're actually doing quite well. Because people come in and out of the video.
Yeah.
We've got 300!
Woohoo!
So, what was that, 65? So, 90 minus the 25, so you just forgot to do it the other way.
I just forgot to do it the other way around, so...
So that should be perfect now.
That should be as near as damn it. And you know what? I'll take that.
See, he does know what he's doing.
We'll try it on the other one again.
Damn, this is no good. You're not thinking up enough.
See, I'm going to say, at least I remembered before I bent it. So go again. Take us to his level.
That's actually a good idea, that Dan. I never knew to do that.
Most people don't know how to use roofing squares, and if you learn how to use a roofing square, it's one of the best things that you'll ever learn how to use. To read
Or you could just get a digital one, like what Nick's got, because Nick's a professional.
And oh god, that's an absolute shit of one, is that?
Just slightly do it near somewhere.
50, 51, 52. It's 52. Oh god, 52 degrees.
Wow, a plumber who can use a square.
Roofing square.
Yeah. Here, look, I've actually got a square there. Just don't let my next door neighbour, because it's actually his, and he's giving it back. I've left it on there to give it back. I've had it 2 years. Never borrow up to your neighbours or lend, or whichever way it is. So what are you doing now? You're setting it to what?
I'm getting the calculator out because I want 90 minus 52.
Well, that's easy.
Go on then.
38.
Alright.
Can we get some more likes for Dan, please? He's feeling... Dan, do you need him to give some likes?
Yeah, I feel like
What about comments? We need some comments as well, don't we?
I feel like I've been set up.
If you want him to do any other types of bends, put some comments below, and he'll put some more. He'll do some more. What you done?
Oh yeah.
Dan's going to tell us all sorts now. We're going to ask him about. I've got loads of questions for him soon.
La, 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 la.
Do a 90 into an offset.
Yeah, alright.
I'm just telling you what people say.
So there we have.
You see, that's teamwork, that Dan, because that's partly because of my adding up.
Your mathematics is that.
Yeah, that's it. That's teamwork. See, I'm getting good at this now. I'm getting good at videoing people and...
Yeah, pressure's off you, isn't it? Well, that's how to do it with a roofing square.
That's how you do it with a roofing square. Right, bend a full length in that room.
I know what it means. It means for spinning it and you can't.
You can? Oh, you can.
Oh, yeah, you can if you have...
Here, look, you hold this then,
Here
and
we go.
I'll bend a full length in this room.
Go on then.
Right, so I'll get a full length for you, look. Get a full length.
See, I've got the power now, Alan. I'm filming.
So what we'll do, we'll set this to, what we're setting it to?
Just 90. Put a 90 on the end.
We'll set it to... Get him to put some lights on there, Dan, won't you?
Come on, keep the lights coming.
We'll do 180, yeah? 180?
Yeah.
So you can't do that in this short space, can you?
No. Feeling pressure yet, Alan?
Never under any pressure. Right. 180 to that.
Job done.
And then in reverse, is it reverse? Up. That's it. I've knackered it, but you didn't see that bit. Yeah, that's it. That's you. So that's just the full length. So you can do it in a short space. What you do is you just open machine. It's all right, that Dan?
Yeah,
you reckon?
that's it.
This is my little hanger. Look up here. It don't fit. It's a bit like resting my pipe work that I do. No ever fits. Right, Dan, sure go now.
My God.
You got off for a while.
I'm done. I've done my job for today.
I've just wasted a full length of copper because they asked that.
That was a very
dear.
expensive question.
It was very expensive. Does anybody know how much copper is these days? This is costing me a fortune. Yeah, I'll tell you something though, Dan, we can't end this video now. We've got 360 people watching.
That's a lot for a Saturday morning.
It's a lot.
Or Saturday afternoon now.
So, I've got a question for you then, Dan. Can you tell us about solar panels?
No, not really. I'm not even going to pretend.
Is there out here that you can tell us a lot about? Well, you're here. I've got to put you on the spot and get loads of information out of you.
What we got knocking about?
Just remember, you can find Dan on TikTok somewhere. And what's your TikTok?
Even
Dan?
I can't remember, so I'm supposed to find me. It's ST Plumbing and Heating.
So what I'll do is I'll cut some of these out and then I'll tag you in it.
Yeah. Sound.
Right, tell us a little bit about a Wiesmann boiler. Do you want to take that case off that boiler and tell me about it?
Great boilers.
Screwdriver? Here, we got one?
Not small enough, I don't think.
That'll do it. So obviously we'd do safe isolation, Dan, wouldn't we?
Obviously.
Yeah, I'll turn that power off for you, Dan.
Cheers, Alan. Thank you.
Just remember, inside this boiler, there was a nutty professor that's been doing stuff with it.
Is this one the same as the O50 way?
So, yeah, so it's got them little things underneath
Yeah.
there. So this is new.
Where are we?
It's got screwdriver, it's got things there, Dan, look, shows you.
I need no set of eyes.
New set of eyes. They are, to be honest, when you first took these off, I've not seen anybody yet take one of these off first time. Even when I were doing it, they're just so faffy.
Yeah.
But you've got two. There's two holes. Can you see holes there?
I can see them there.
So you just press one at holes.
That's one.
Shove it up in hole. When you shove it up in hole, you've got to like pull it forward a little bit.
There you
That's
go.
it. And then shove it into the roll.
There we go.
And then all we need to do is just slide that up slowly. I'm just tripping over the thing. And then we can have a look inside. There's Wiesmann boiler. So just before we go any further, Dan, can we just lift this down and just tell people about this wiring?
Right.
Tell people about this wiring.
The way to test to make sure that it's off is to lick it.
In all
don't do that.
in all seriousness, look at the state. Oh, I had this. So you see what I've got, because I test different things. I've got my smart relays inside this, and I can turn boilers off, and like I say, I can turn this pump on. I can set rules so that when one thing comes on, something else goes off, and that's what I've done with this system. So just pretend you didn't see any of this, even though we've totally told you about it. Tell us about this boiler then, Dan. What's good about it? What's bad about it? What do you like about it?
Well, if I'm totally honest, there isn't many bad points about it. Maybe one of the little reservations is just the tiny little expansion vessel. However, most things I generally specify a system that required this kind of boiler. I generally specify additional expansion on it anyway, so it's not really the end of the world. It's got ridiculous amounts of programming capability. It's really good. The vibe.
So first of all, because we're inside here, tell us about what's inside it. What's amazing about that heat exchanger?
Well, it's Weissmann's own heat exchanger.
Single coil.
It's the single coil, and it's designed the actual orifice through the heat exchanger is a different shape to allow better flow rates. There's almost in comparison to most cylindrical heat exchangers, the pressure loss across the main heat exchanger is well, it's over 50% less than most other boilers.
So we've got stainless steel heat exchanger. We've got fan there.
Fan.
One thing I don't like about this is the gas valve and the fan is joined together. So that's one expensive part of that when that goes.
Yeah.
Which Baxi do that, don't they, with that heat only?
And
I don't like.
But one of the things I do believe Weissmann have done on this one is they've removed that fire valve from the gas valve.
My boiler is a Lamborghini. What do you think to Lamborghini boilers, Dan? Come on.
Lamborghini, brilliant. Yeah.
Lamborghini's a really good make out there.
Yeah.
I know that Tyson Fury's got a Lamborghini. might not be the same type of Lamborghini, but he has. Plate exchanger, easy to get onto.
Yeah, nice and easy to work
Combined PRV
Yeah,
with condensate.
Condensate again.
Nice and easy.
One less pipe to get at.
We have a look inside that boilers. Boilers go. Lots and lots of space in there.
It's what another thing I do like is how they keep the high voltage and low voltage.
One thing I'm not
on.
totally keen on is it's like an old Sonia Duval without black wires. so it's not overly obvious which wires go to open firm in there and Weathercomp.
But at least you know that they're low voltage side. So other than getting the wrong commands, it's not really going to cause any damage. So at least the low voltage is well away from high voltage, which is pretty good.
What else good about it?
Nice and easy to access its condensate. And like I said, then you've got it's part of the Vicare, so you can remotely access.
Well, let's do that. We'll lift this up and talk about that. So, shall we put power back on there? So this we can join. We can connect a stat to this.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do any wiring.
No.
So it'll just connect. Can you connect your phone to that without a stat? I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer. No.
So I have got the controller in there actually, but I haven't connected it in.
But in the setup, you've got you go via the QR code. Then that allows you to set you can set it up from you commission. You can commission the boiler from your phone, which is really good from an engineer's perspective. And then if your customer accepts the invitation, you can actually monitor the boiler itself remotely. You can actually alter the parameters within the weather curve, the curve within the weather compensator, just in case they're having it stops revisits.
Just flip this around,
which is pretty cool.
1 minute. So what do we think? It's at Wiesmann 100. So we've got a Wiesmann 100 combi boiler there. That's on my heating system. It's actually piped in. I can use that if I wanted to. At the minute I'm not using any gas at all, so it's actually turned off. I've also got an alpha boiler there, which is a lower cost boiler, which to be honest I think for the price is a really good boiler.
Agreed.
And then we've got, just over there we've got a cardboard boiler. What's that cardboard boiler, Dan?
The cardboard boiler.
That cardboard boiler is a Wiesmann 050.
It's a Lamborghini.
It's a Lamborghini. Yeah, and then we've got another Wiesmann 100. We've got a pre-plumbed cylinder there. So that's a Daikin pre-plumbed cylinder. That's got a buffer built in on bottom down there somewhere. Down there. When everybody else watching. We've also got, we've got rid of that cardboard boiler now. Now it's a
what it's supposed to be.
It's a Wiesmann. Right, what we'll do now, Dan.
Yes.
Can you tell us about SL heat pumps?
No, they're not. SL heat pumps are brilliant.
Should we go outside and have a look at my SL heat pump?
Yes.
Let's go outside. Let's just flip this back around and we'll go and have a look at some SL heat pumps. So we've got an SL heat pump. It's like everything else in my house, it's not quite finished. I did start putting lagging on, but I didn't finish it. But that's a typical plumber's house.
Very much so.
You're never going to finish out.
Yeah.
So we've got an SL heat pump outside here, Dan.
Yep.
What's it doing? How noisy are they to start with? Everybody says these are really noisy.
I can't hear you speaking for SLC.
Isn't it noisy? How noisy is that? That is so noisy, that heat pump. So noisy. Can you hear it?
What?
It's not actually turned on.
I know.
But no, when people say heat pumps are noisy, I've not experienced that so far. So that's just for anybody who does think that they are noisy. But what we've got a heat pump here. What it does, it takes heat out of the air. So even at like 0 degrees, we've still got heat in the air that the heat pump can extract energy from. And then that uses that. So if for 1 kilowatt of energy power you put into a heat pump, it will take out of the air and put into your heating system more than that. So it might be that it does 3 to 1. So you could get 3 kilowatts for every 1 kilowatt that you put into it. So that's why an SL hair. I wish I had some hair. So that's. There's lots of people that say air source heat pumps aren't good, but they are. But they're just, it's what situation. So for instance, gas is electricity. How much is electricity? About 4 times more than gas?
Roughly at the moment.
So a heat pump is brilliant, but it still could be that a gas boiler could be cheaper to run. So, hair. Look at all that hair. Look, I've got some there. Look, it's growing. What temperature can it operate at? What temperature? So it'd go down to 15, 20 degrees minus easy,
yeah.
And it'll still work. What'll happen is it'll be less efficient. It'll still probably always be more than 100% efficient, but because of the price of electricity, then obviously for bills wise, it's obviously going to cost more. In my situation, because I've done what I've done here, and I've got all these batteries, I can buy energy. So in winter, I can buy energy at the cheapest rate, and I can still use my heat pump cheaper than gas. So it makes a big difference. So Dan, are you going to tell us about pipe bending?
You've always got to do it twice because first time you normally.
No. Perfect first time.
Yeah.
Right then, Dan, I've got a rule. My rule is, whenever you've got more than 100 people watching a live, you can't turn it off. That is my rule. And we've still got 181 people watching.
Oh,
so
I didn't even realise I was that interesting.
So now you are so interesting that you need to think of something else interesting to do now. Right. Tell us about expansion vessels.
Expansion vessels.
Why have we got an expansion vessel? Why is that? For one, why is it not level? Tell me why it's not level. Dan, tell the truth why that's not level. Come on, you must know the truth.
Because it's hanging in midair. Oh dear.
The truth is, if you do stuff that's not level, you get more trolls commenting. So that's the truth. So actually, my standard of plumbing goes really well with social media because I get more views then. But yeah, so expansion vessels. Why have we got that? Why have we got that expansion vessel, and why is it so big?
When this heats up, you're putting heat into a sealed system.
Yeah.
Anything that you put heat into, be it water, be it anything, there's a degree of expansion.
Yeah.
You have to have something that will absorb that expansion without creating a bomb.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we've got an expansion vessel. One side of it is air, one side of it is water. Sometimes they're a bag actually. Just depends. That's actually the
Diaphragm.
The diet. Yeah, you carry on now, Dan, because I've just lost my words. This is better when there's two of you.
This is the diaphragm version. Like you say, one side's water, one side's well, they come out at it's
nitrogen.
Nitrogen. That's
Yeah.
it. As it comes out at.
They never get put back in that though.
But no, massively important that they're serviced annually.
Yeah.
Massively important.
I actually seen a label on one of these, and it said something like must be serviced every 6 months.
Oh,
On
There's
sticker.
a label on cylinders now.
It said it on. You could never do that because it's not viable for a customer to pay for that.
But yeah, so it's massively important. I try to get it across to all the customers about servicing unvented cylinders. It's probably as important as servicing.
How much does water expand? Let me just turn this round 1 minute.
Trying to put me on spot here, aren't they?
Water expands at 4% its volume. So that's what it expands. So that's a lot. And when it gets up to, I can't remember what it is now, 100 and something degrees, when it turns, it can turn to steam. And I think it's 1600 times its volume.
So when it becomes superheated,
yeah,
it's pressurised, that's why they go off like a bomb.
That's why it goes off like a bomb. But all these things, anything that you see in any of my videos, always just double check with the regulations because I'm getting old and I forget which, even though I've known for years, I still forget exactly how does a heat pump work. So I think I've just explained that in my language. Let me just turn it back around. How does a heat pump work? So in my language, how a heat pump works is it takes energy from the air outside and it transfers that into the hot water cylinder or into your central heating system. So we've always got energy in the air and it takes some of that energy. So like today, there would be more energy in the air. In the winter, when you need it the most, there's actually the least amount of energy. So obviously in winter, it costs you more to run. See, Dan here, look, he's keep looking at his clock, he's thinking, come on, stop watching now because... Dan, do you know how many people have got watching?
I'm just looking to see how badly my wife's going to beat me by the time I get home.
Dan, we've still got 236 people watching.
It's going up. What's going on here?
It's going up. It's going up. Oh, them likes aren't going up though.
I know.
We need more likes than it, don't we?
Come on, stop being tight.
If we're gonna keep doing this video, we need more likes. Right, have we got any questions for Dan while Dan's here? Because Dan's an amazing super talented. Did you win some awards? You must have won an award for something.
I've won a few.
What for?
I'll
tell you what, some of the best stuff you've done.
National Construction Award.
But what really good stuff have you won awards for? Forget about plumbing. Forget about plumbing. Forget about plumbing stuff. What other stuff have you won? What have you done? Oh, you just. I'm just wrecking giant eye.
Couple of mixed martial arts titles.
Oh dear! Don't be upsetting him. Just do not upset him when I'm here. Come on then, Dan. Tell us about cage fighting.
It is what it is, isn't it? We get stripped down to his pants, we get in a cage and we beat crap out of each other.
So how long did you do that for?
About 17 years.
Wow.
So
you did. So you was famous sometime in your life then.
At some point. That's why I've got a face for radio, because it used to get punched a lot.
And do you know what? The views are going up now, Dan. There's more people watching now. It's not going down. More like a drinking championship. Right, Dan. Tell us about what you think about this pipe bender. Should people buy one?
If you're going to be working on large diameter pipes, it's a no-brainer. Absolutely. It just makes life so much easier, and there's a value to it in not only in time. There's a value to it in the sense of if you look at the price of 28 and 35mm fittings, they're just astronomical.
Was it worth it for me to buy this bending machine? Tell the truth.
You absolutely not. No.
Have I just wasted my money?
But like I say, if you're bending 28 and 35, it's an absolute no-brainer. You should go buy one tomorrow. It's as simple as that.
Nick has put he's has paid for itself 5 times over.
Yeah.
In fittings alone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's. I think you've got to be in the right kind of work. If you're slinging combis in, probably not. No. If I'm doing, I don't get mine out. Like I say, unless I'm bending 28 or 35.
Nick's put for comedy value. This has been priceless.
We aim to please.
Right, Dan. We've still got over 100 people. In fact, it's gone down. We've got 137 now. So it is actually dropping now. We need to do something about plumbing right quick to get some more views. Have we got any questions for Dan before he goes? Because his wife wants to beat him up. Look at that. If you ever want to know how to put a bend over some masking tape, look at that. That is the best masking. I can't even say it. Masking tape bend ever. Look at that. It's good that, Dan. You did a good job of that.
And a little tip, if you want to look proper professional, right, and you've just guessed all your bends, just put marks on it at end like that, so it looks like you've measured it out, so it's perfect.
And do you know what else? Do you know if you do it slightly wrong with tape, just squeeze tape.
Make it fit.
Right. What else can you tell? Can you tell us about them? What are they called? What are they?
Flow limited valves.
Flow valves.
I like these with the fill and flush options in them.
I've got one inside, yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
They're really, really good. They're, again, for heat pumps, they're priceless. And what these do, these allow you to set up your flow rates for your heat pump.
So this is because I've got 2 zones on this. So that's why I've got 2 there. They are, to be fair, they are more for show than out else, but I can turn them down. So my upstairs, I can just reduce flow on that. And then my downstairs, because my downstairs goes upstairs first, it's piped upstairs and then it drops to downstairs. I need it to be as open as I can. But the upstairs goes straight upstairs for upstairs circuit. So that would... And, yeah. Dan, what else can we talk about?
How many viewers we've got?
We've got 142. So until there's 100, that's it. You've got to keep talking.
I'm tired.
Right, tell us about... Alright, look. Don't start telling us loads of technical rubbish, right? Just
Put
give
it
us...
way around first.
Just give us a brief thing of how it works. Just a rough idea of how it works for DIY, simple chat.
Flow comes in. First question I always get asked about, Lola said, is what's going on in it? What's in here?
Yeah.
The answer is nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. What this is, it's a bigger diameter, so it creates a low flow zone.
Yeah.
That's one side that circulates like that.
Nick said I've got to let you go home.
That's one side that circulates like that.
Yeah.
So your heat source fires in through here at whatever temperature or whatever flow rate you want, and your system design is, and then this side flows in through one and out through the other, and extracts whatever heat it requires for the system design at that side.
And how this could be good is, let's say you've got a boiler like that. Not a combi, but just a normal boiler. Well, it could be a combi, to be fair.
Could be a combi, yeah.
But let's say that only gives 20 litres a minute on the pump for that. but your central heating system needs 40 litres a minute, for instance, then what you could do, you could use that Lola Seda that Dan's put on floor now, because he thought we weren't talking about it anymore. So one side of it could be 20 litre side, and then the other side of it could be 40 litre side.
Put an additional pump on to give you whatever you need there.
And that's it. So just so we call that hydraulic separation. So then we've got hydraulic separation in a plate heat exchanger, Dan. Now some people say I have somewhere. Do you know? I don't know what I did with it. I've got everything in here, but you know what it is? I just don't know where it is. Can anybody see a plate heat exchanger on there? Oh, I'll tell you what to do. Talk to me about this, because this is something that's really interesting. Do you know what that's called? That's a plumber's. It's a plumber's vibrator. That. Do you know what it's for? It's for vibrating
radiators.
No, do you know what? When they sent me that, I says they were on about names or what to call it, and I wanted to call it plumber's vibrator, but for some reason they wouldn't let us call it that. So I think they've called it power hammer. So that's just for cleaning radiators.
You sure there's not a vibrator called that as well?
Probably. I'm not saying out else about that subject. I think that's it, innit?
And if anybody needs any cleanser, Alan's got enough to stock World up.
You see, that's because I used to flush my systems. Oh, I've got a question for you, Dan.
What's that?
Dan. This stuff, Rapid Blue.
Over Loctite, over 577.
Over Loctite.
Right.
Honestly, which one's best? Forget about price for starters.
Right.
Which one's best?
577.
I agree. Which one's cheapest?
This, by far.
Which one feels the cheapest as well?
This one.
Yeah.
Right.
So why would you use that one over 577? Price.
Nothing more.
Exactly.
The one thing I will say about this, though, and it's what I do with mine, is I leave the lid off for 5 minutes. And it thickens it up.
All right, okay, yeah, because what I found is it just goes all gloopy and stuff.
Yeah.
And then let's just have a look at this stuff. 1 minute. This stuff's good stuff. 55, do you use that?
I don't use 55 now.
So 55, like on that thread on there, it's plastic. I think the first part of that's plastic down there. So you can't put Loctite on that, but you can put that on. So that's what we'd use that for. What else have we got in here?
I'm just old fashioned and I use old PTFE.
Damn, the numbers are going up.
What are you doing to me?
The numbers are going up.
I genuinely am. I'm going to have to duck out though.
Right, before you go, Nick says I've got to let you go home. But, right, 1 minute. How many days will it take you, Alan, to drain all your system down? It takes me about 5 minutes. Just just cut one of them pipes and just flip floor.
Just like...
Just drain it out. Dan, it's been emotional. Have you got what else to tell us or show us or thing before you go?
Look on 28 and 35 by Row Bend. Tip of the day.
Did you bring me a spare battery? Forgot, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I'll drop you one off though.
Let me just get this on camera. 1 minute. 1 minute. Dan, are you going to get me a battery for my
Row Bend?
Yeah.
Yes, I will fetch you a spare battery.
Definitely.
Yes.
Should he get me a spare battery? I've actually bought that. I bought that. I paid my own money for it. I can just prove it. So if you can get me a battery,
I nearly got done in customs with these batteries. So just remember.
Did you buy them abroad?
No.
Did you get them given abroad? Should I say?
That's one way of putting it.
Right, Dan. What else are you telling us before you go?
If you don't hear from me again, it's because my wife's killed me because I'm late.
What time were you supposed to be home?
About 25 minutes ago. And it's 20 minutes to get home as well.
It's been emotional. It's been emotional. I'm glad that I dropped you in it a bit.
Yeah.
And
I love getting stitched up by you, Alan. It's brilliant.
Oh, we've even got Fraser.
That,
1 minute.
Just
You've got to work now. 1 minute. Let's just see if this works. Keep talking a minute, Dan.
What are you trying to do now?
Just keep talking. Keep talking. We've still got 154.
It depends what you're stitching me up for.
Keep Dan on the live all day. Look, I'm not lying. Look, keep Dan on the live all day. We need you on live all day. That's what it's all about, Dan. So tell us about this set spray.
No, I'm going.
Dan, look, Dan,
For anybody that knows my life, knows that.
let me just shut this door. We'll just lock him in, look. We'll lock him in. He can't get out now. Dan, it's been emotional.
Cheers, mate.
I've invited Fraser to come and join us, but he ain't come on. Look, I clicked invite on there. He didn't come on. He just ignored us.
Let's slide down.
He just ignored us. So, look at that though. We've got. I think we need 20,000 likes. So look,
That's crazy.
18,800.
That's mental.
We need 20,000, really, don't we? Let's just turn that round a minute. Dan, it's been emotional.
Right.
Hey, look at
Thanks
that.
everybody for tuning in.
What on earth's that on my head?
Thanks everybody for tuning in. See you later.
So that was done. Pipe bending.
Well, when Alan wants to stitch somebody up again, it'll no doubt be me that gets it. So
Dan,
I'll see you then.
let's just get this right just before you go. You did actually phone me and offer to come and be stitched up. Just admit it.
Right, I'll see you later.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Alan.
You'll have to watch me live now.
I will.
So I'm just going to keep... I can't turn it off while I've got 100 on. That's me. So once they all go, I'll
What we'll do now, though, is we'll see if they were tuning in to see me then, or you.
Right, it's going up now, you're going. See you later. Cheers. So that was Dan, showing us a bit of pipe bending. What do you think to that? Put some comments below. You don't get much better than that for a live, do you? On a Saturday morning. Less talking, more plumbing. We've been doing a bit of plumbing, to be fair. What else do we want to talk about? If you put some comments below, I'm just going to go get a drink because it's absolutely boiling in here. And then we can talk about whatever we want. I'll just go get a drink. My name's Alan Hart. Yep, that's my name. Let me just make a drink. We'll just... Anybody who watches, I've got my kitchen in now with my worktops. And I'll just show you why I do an extended worktop. So there are a lot of comments about my worktop and why do you bring it out so big? Well, this is why I bring it out so big, because I want this distance to be bigger than what it is on a normal sink. But also, on the back of a dishwasher, you don't get any space. But because I brought it out, we brought this out about 100 mil on here. It allowed me to have all the pipes behind, and if there's any problems in future, I can still slide pipes behind. And also the worktop, I think the worktop is better when it's wider like that. Sorry about all the mess. So I'll put a comment below, let me know what you think. How did you go about sourcing bigger end panels? You just get them off, you just get the end panels from, just order them, same from Howdens. It's not totally finished in here yet. You've got to, just put that like that. Just going to make a drink. With my candlelighters cup. If anybody wants to add a donation onto candlelighters, you search Alan Hart and Just Giving, and you'll find my link. Also, if you watch any of my videos on YouTube, if you watch the adverts on there, it's really good because the adverts will generate money, and that money will also be donated to candlelighters. So all the money that I earn from YouTube, every penny I earn from YouTube that goes into that Google account will be donated to charity. And it'll all go to children with cancer. Some of you will know that many years ago my daughter died of cancer, and I had set myself a mission to raise money. And I set myself a target mentally to raise £1 million for charity. And I'm on my way to do that. I haven't got to 1 million yet, but I'm doing what I can do. So yeah, so if you do go over to my YouTube, if you want to know how to bleed a radiator, in fact, if you do me a favour, if you go onto YouTube, search how to bleed a radiator, and you search Alan Hart, and then watch that video, because I've had 1.8 million views on that video, and at the minute it's generating about £700 a month for charity. So that one video is changing the lives of children and families going through cancer. Just that one video. So imagine being in a position in your life for me to be so proud that I've been able to do that. It's just amazing. So if you want to know how to bleed a radiator, go over there, share it, send it to your friends. Let's keep that going. Let's keep earning loads of money for charity. If you've got any more questions on plumbing, please put comments below, even renewables. If we go below, we've still got 115 people watching. If that goes below 100, I'm going to end this. But I did say I'd never end this while I've got 100 people watching. Alan, you do a brilliant job on your pages. Thank you very much. I do try. My YouTube as well, so if you're a gas engineer or you're a plumber, if you want to promote your YouTube channels, then just get in touch and we can do takeover. I've been doing some plumbing takeovers. I have no interest in growing my followers and subscribers on YouTube. I wanted to get to 100,000, which is what I've achieved. So I'm proud of that, and I'm grateful to everybody who watches. But I've done what I set out to do. So yeah, it's I'm happy to help and support anybody else. Sorry, I'm trying to balance my drink without spilling it. And then I'll just put this down in here. Any tips for plumbing water out to a garage? Thinking I'll dig a trench. Yeah, so you need to, if you're going to do that, dig a trench. It needs to be, I think it's 750 mil deep. I can't remember now. I'm getting old, I can't remember measurements. You'd have to just double check, just Google it. But you need to dig quite a deep. It needs to be quite deep, and the reason it needs to be quite deep is because if not, it'll freeze. And it'll definitely freeze, so you don't want it to be freezing in winter. So let me just, I'm going to put this down now, and I will scroll down and I'll answer any questions that anybody's got. If there's any gas engineers or plumbers, you want to come on this live, if you send me an invite, if I know who you are, I'll add you. Just got a message on here from Rich at Viva. Let's see what he's put on. Lastminute.com. Rich, last minute. Let's see what Rich has got to say. Last minute, I'm going go-karting. Wow. I'll have a little think about that. I'm not going to put it live where he's asked me to go, just in case loads of people come. Alright mate, UK's #1 plumber. Who's that? It's not me. It's definitely not me. I'm not #1 at anything, but I just genuinely try and help people if I can. There's lots of people that do things better than me. Hopefully, me doing what I've done with videos and stuff, hopefully that's influenced a lot of people to do the same. Hopefully what I do with charity stuff's influenced people to do charity stuff. Hopefully what I've done with my renewable stuff, hopefully that's influenced people to do renewables. But I'm not nobody perfect. I just try and do a bit of everything really, and just give my honest opinion. I think we lack, as an industry, I think we lack being told the truth, because a lot of it is just about sales. And even the people that's got a lot of funding, that do really fancy videos, they're funded and supported by certain people, so you're not always going to be told truth really. So I just try my best to make it so that everything that I do is the truth. We've gone less than 100 now, so that's it. I can end this live unless you've got any questions quickly. You see, we're all about Dan. Dan's number one, you see. If we've got any more likes, I'd really appreciate some more likes before we go. Just to get to 20,000, because I've never been to, I don't think I've ever had 20,000 on one live before. And I got 19,100. So I would appreciate if we could get to 20. Hey, look, Dan's back. Dan's back, ha. Yeah, Dan, everybody's gone now, you've gone. What's all that about? We need you back. You better get that van turned round. Never mind what your lass says. See, so they all came on here today just to watch Dan, because we're only down at 80 now. People are just going. How did you go about sourcing the bigger end panels? I've answered that one after. Let's have a look, see if we've got any more. Thanks, Dan and Alan. Thank you for watching. Let's talk more plumbing. Name's Alan Hart. Yeah, sent heart me. Yeah, I got a heart sent. That's great. These badges and stuff like this, I have no idea what that is and what that does and what it means. Fraser were watching. I did invite him, but he didn't join. Is gas the most common energy source in the UK? For heating, yeah, definitely. No doubts about that. Make him stay. So Bradford Joyner said that I had to make him stay. Do you know? You do realise that he was a cage fighter? There's no way that I'm making Dan stay. There's no way that I'm making Dan do all that he don't want to do. All in there is, yeah. How many days does it take to drain your system there? We've done that one, haven't we? My system's really easy to drain because I can actually turn off the upstairs and downstairs and just drain the bit that I want to do. So it's proper easy. My system's actually, even though it looks a little bit crazy, and it is crazy because there's lots of different things on it, it's actually, it will be quite an amazing system once it's all working good. Do you take apprentices? No. What else have we got on here? If we've got any more questions, please ask them quickly because I'm going to be ending this live. We've got 19,900 likes, so that'd be great. Oh, we've got 20,000. Thank you very much. I don't even know if that makes any difference at all, but I think that it's just nice, that's all. More like a drinking championship. I think that's it. I don't think there's loads of questions, but they're quite a while ago, so they've probably gone, them people. I've still got 85 people. You didn't answer my message I sent you. Ghost, please put the message in this here now, and I'll answer it now on live. Is Vicara any good? It's actually quite a funny question, that, because Dan, I've just been speaking to Dan about Vicara, and Dan, I think Dan's just, I don't know if he just installed the Vicara or, but anyway, we're talking about Vicara, and he was saying that they're really good. The one that they were fitting were really good. So I don't know. I've not fitted one for a while. I believe that Vicara and Wiesmann have joined forces now, or the company that owns them, own them both, or something like that. So there might be some changes with them companies. Best boiler in your opinion? Now I get asked this, Master Gas London. I get asked this all the time, and it really depends what you would think best boiler is. Overall, I think, I'll show you, I think that this boiler is probably one of the best boilers in UK, and it's an Ideologic. And why is it one of the best boilers in UK? It just does what it says on the tin. We know that it's had faults, we know that it's had problems with sumps, things like that, but it's just easy to work on, easy to repair. It's been out a long time. I think Chris said, I seen Chris Billington from Ideal the other day. I think he said they've sold 4 million of them. Now that's a lot of boilers, and if they were so bad, then they wouldn't sell all them boilers. Hi Alan, are there any beginner gas engineer courses for full-time workers, evenings and weekends? I don't know about evenings and weekends. But if you contact Viva Training and send them an email and ask them, and they can go through the options of training to become a gas engineer. Master Gas London, you don't agree. Put a comment below and let me know which boiler you think's best and why as well. Because what we've got to remember is when you ask that question, it's like saying which car's best. Well, if you live on a farm, a Range Rover or a Land Rover is probably best for you, and a Mini Metro probably isn't. But if you only want to go to a shop that's half a mile away once a week, then cheapest car possible is probably the best car for you. So I suppose it depends, it depends what you want really. And TikTok saying, have a break, you've gone live 90 minutes, don't forget, take a break. You missed my question again. What question? I can't see question, Ghost. Let me just see if I can see it in here. Can't see it. You didn't answer my question. I'm scrolling on here and I can't even see your question. Oh dear. I know everything in your work. I want to work with you. Scroll up. Scroll up. I've just scrolled up. I can't see it. I'm not really good on lives, to be fair. I've only done a few lives and I'm not even really good on TikTok, to be fair. But if you can keep putting them likes on, I appreciate that. It's got to be a Baxi 800 stainless steel heat exchanger, brass components, 10-year warranty, comes with a filter. It's a nice opinion, and it's like, oh, we've all got those opinions. I used to think, when Baxi 6N800 came out, I used to think they were best boiler. I had a few issues with the condensate blocking up on the rubber hoses and going to like chewing gum. So, and there were another few little things. So I just think that every boiler has issues. I wouldn't personally be fitting Baxi at the minute, but again, it's all to do with there's politics involved in them things. So it's how you get on with your reps. If you've got an issue, will they come out, or that support that you're going to get? Can you go on training days? All that type of stuff. So there's a lot more involved in which boiler's best. I'll tell you what boiler that I do think's good is the Alpha. Value for money. It's one of the cheapest boilers up market. Combined PRV. I've gone back to Valent now. Do you know something? Valent, I've installed a few Valents maybe 20 years ago, but since then, I've not really installed any Valent, so I don't know a right lot about Valent boilers. I mainly installed Worcesters. I've installed a lot of Worcesters, and I've installed a lot of Baxi. I've installed a lot of Ideal, and to be honest, the Baxi Platinums that I used to install, never had any problems with them ever. They were just bulletproof, super reliable. Great boilers. The Logics, I had a few issues with sumps. Not loads and loads, to be fair, but there were definitely some issues with them. But I haven't had a lot of issues with Logic either. Even like a lot of people say that Logics used to have dodgy heat exchangers. I'd never really experienced that. I had one, I think, many years ago. How do you get rid of sludge from a system? Well, that's very easy. You just flush the system. So when the boiler's installed to start with, you should flush the system. I keep getting gas valve problems with the Logics. Right, okay. To be fair, I've not installed any boilers now apart from in my house, which I've got quite a few, probably for about just under 2 years, about 18 months maybe. But last time I installed a boiler, because I've just been doing other things, been doing some training with Eva, and just different things what I've been doing with social media and videos and all sorts of stuff. So I've sort of like not been installing boilers for a while. But how to get rid of sludge from a system? If you have a look on YouTube, bearing in mind all my videos on YouTube, if you watch my videos, there'll be money that comes from them videos, and that money will be donated to charity. But if you have a look on if you ask that question on YouTube and you search for Alan Hart, there's a really good video on when I got Mr. Powder Flush. So he used to run the Power Flush Association, and I asked him loads of questions on power flushing, and that gives a load of hints and tips on power flushing. So even if you're a gas engineer and you've been flushing a long time, that's actually quite a good video. I'll see if I can find out what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Have a look. I think it's how to power flush better. Let's have a look. How to power flush better. Yeah, that's it. So it's that video there. Don't know if you can see that. How to power flush better. So how to power flush better. Top tips on power flushing central heating systems. That's the one. There's a lot of good stuff on that. I think it's had 47,000 views. So yeah, and there's a good feedback on that. How do you flush, please? Depends on what system. How do you flush, please? Like I said, I've done lots of videos on YouTube about flushing. So if you just search my name, Alan Hart. My name's Alan Hart, and if you put power flushing, you'll find lots of videos that I've done. Are you doing any more videos with the ex-Ideal engineer from YouTube? That's an interesting question, actually. He did send me a message a while back about doing some more videos, and he were going to send me some. So I don't know is the answer. Hopefully, because he were really, really good. And again, if anybody else has got any videos, if you want to send them in to me, if you search my name, my phone number, you'll find my numbers on the internet, and just WhatsApp me the videos, and I'll put them up onto my YouTube on rather shorts or full videos. And as I say again, all the revenue from YouTube will go to charity. So if it's something that promotes your business and at the same time it can raise money for charity, which I think is really good. How to be a DIY gas engineer. There's no thing. The thing with gas, I find, is the people that want to do it will do it anyway. So if they want to do DIY, they're just going to do DIY. Most of my content and most of my videos, it's gas engineers that comment, or it's people that are training to be a gas engineer, and the people that phone me up, because I have lots of people phone me, the people that are qualified, or maybe they've just qualified, or sometimes they've been doing the job a long time. So I think that my content, it does reach some DIY for maybe how to install a radiator or how to bleed a radiator, that type of stuff. But just go see what that noise is, because cat's in here, so we shouldn't be having no noise. What's going on? I'm not getting robbed. Thought I might have been getting robbed then. Yeah, so as I said, for DIY stuff, the DIY stuff is really good for... Oh, I got muck on my face there. The DIY stuff's really good for me for getting revenue for YouTube, because that YouTube, as I say, is going to charity. So I'm not upset that I've made that happen. Cat's going mad. Hydrogen. What do I think about hydrogen? That's a good question. What do I think about hydrogen? I don't think hydrogen's going to happen, is my immediate answer. Yeah, I don't think hydrogen. All proceeds go to the charitable Porsche Foundation. Yeah, it's great. I've worked hard, made loads of sacrifices in my life. Slept on a garage floor for 12 years, or in my garage for 12 years. Worked hard, and now I bought a Porsche. So yeah, I'm not ashamed of that either. So nice comment, but I'm proud of what I've achieved now. I'm proud of what I've achieved. I could just take that money from YouTube and just have it myself, but I'm not doing that because that ain't why I did it. So hydrogen, do I think hydrogen's coming? My thoughts on hydrogen would be, and I don't know enough about this for it to be factual, but my thoughts will be, when I first started as a gas engineer, we were told gas were going. Now this is over 30 years ago. We were told there's 5 to 10 years left. And then as time's gone on, every 5-10 years or so, we've been told, gas is going, it's going. and we've constantly been told that gas is going, we're running out of gas, this. I think gas will still be here for as long as I'm doing this job, if I'm honest. Will we go to hydrogen? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I think hydrogen blend, they might start going to that. If they do, then that might take 10 years or so to do that. And then if we went full hydrogen, they'd need to change every boiler in UK. So then that's probably going to take another 20 years. So very best hydrogen, from my view at the minute, from what I can see at the minute, things might change. I'd say at least 20 years. Are heat pumps the answer? I have an old house. I don't think they are. I've got a heat pump. Now, I got a heat pump with the initial thought in that a heat pump is not the solution. So that's what I thought in the start. But now having a heat pump, messing about with a heat pump, playing with it, I only use a heat pump. That's it. I don't use my gas boiler anymore. So a heat pump will work well for a lot of people, and it will probably be as efficient as a gas boiler. In fact, it's more efficient than a gas boiler anyway, but most people, when they say about efficiency, they're on about how much it costs to run, not actually how efficient something is. So like, for instance, a gas boiler is 80%, 90% efficient, and a heat pump is maybe 300% efficient. So a heat pump is more efficient, but what's happening is we pay more money for electricity. But then, depending on what you do, you can change that scenario. You can't change it with gas. So let's say we pay 10 pence per unit for gas, and let's say we pay 30 pence for electricity, for an example. If we could buy energy at different prices, so if we could buy electricity, which is what I do, I buy electricity on a cheap overnight tariff. So I pay 7.5 pence for that at the moment on an overnight tariff. So it's actually cheaper for me to use an air source heat pump by a long way. So it's probably costing me like 2 pence per kilowatt hour for the energy that I'm using. Whereas obviously gas is still going to be a fixed price of whatever it is, 10 pence. So gas is a fixed price, and then the electricity, you can, depending on the tariff, it can cost you different prices. So my house is a unique house in the fact that I've got all these different things where I can practice and test all these different things. And it's a decent sized house where I can have an air source heat pump outside. I can have a cylinder. So if you've got a 2-bedroom back-to-back or terraced house or something like that, is a heat pump right for you? Now, I'd love people to put a comment below and let me know what they think. In my opinion, I just don't see, it's not the answer. It may be that they find a solution for that, but at the minute, I don't see a normal heat pump is the solution for a massive percentage of people. Also, the running cost of a heat pump, let's just say it's the same as gas, for instance. For an example, the maintenance cost, how much will that be? So a heat pump cost more to service. Maybe that'll come down once we get more people. Repairs. One of my old apprentices repairs heat pumps, and he was saying that sometimes getting the parts can take weeks and weeks and weeks, which with a boiler normally you can get parts same day. So there's pluses and minuses. People like Ideal coming into the market, I think, is really good because they're going to have parts like they do with boilers. So they're going to have all the parts for their, and the service will be hopefully like it will be with boilers. So if they say they're going to come out same day or next day or whatever, then they will. So I think the leading manufacturers getting into it is a good answer. But to answer your question, is heat pumps the answer? I think they're part of the solution and they will suit some people. I actually think that I went down to Alpha and I seen that hybrid heat pump, and the hybrid heat pump is a combi boiler and then it's a heat pump that works part of the time. And for me, that is quite a good solution. And I think that it's not the best solution, but it's quite a good solution for most people, because you're using less gas. You don't have to store. So if you know where to have a cylinder, you don't have to store any hot water. So definitely not getting rid of gas boilers. Agreed. Yeah, so that's sort of like my views on that. Yeah, I think the renewable thing, we've got to be very careful, I think, because what happens, it can have a big effect on people that are the lowest, that's got the least amount of money, because a lot of time these grants and things that we gets added to the gas and electric bills, and it gets added to them bills for everybody. But obviously the people that can't afford it now, a lot of time they're still having a gas boiler, and they're going to be paying more money for that energy. Yeah. Are they really getting rid of natural gas by 2025? No, never, no chance. There's not a chance in this world that we will get rid of natural gas by 2025. It's just impossible. That just cannot happen. Name a car for edit. I don't know what that means. Outside required on. How can you say that? Don't know unless you do heat loss. Let's just yeah, and I think the good thing with what's happening at the moment in the industry is it's getting people asking questions, and hopefully that will help raise the standards, because every single person in this industry, I think, could always learn. If you think you know everything, then you probably don't. But it means that we're going on more training courses. We're learning about low temperature design. Some stuff is just we're going in circles. It's what we were taught when we were apprentices anyway. I mean, we were always taught to have flow temperature lower. It's just something we always did. But it did get lost over years. I think that's it as well. And we're down to like 48 people watching now. So I think that might be time for me just to go and have my coffee. Although there's loads of people still joining. Yeah, so if you've got any more questions, quickly, I'll answer them before I go. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got this. If we remember, I'll show you these. So the best pipe cutter for waste pipe ever, in my opinion, are these. So I've had these for years. You had to have two. You had to have 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches for when you're installing boilers every day. Brilliant. They are my original ones with the original blade. I've never changed a blade in them. Apparently there's a spare blade inside, which there is. And I never knew that until somebody told me the other day. But they're original blades in there. As long as you cut them the right way around, you never have a problem with them. And then they brought out a new one. If you remember, the new one was something like this. I did a video. I put it up on YouTube. So if you search for Rothenberger pipe cutter on YouTube and Alan Hart, you'll find it. And it wasn't amazing, I don't think. It were all right, but it wasn't amazing. But now they brought out this new one. So this new one now is for both 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches. And that looks good. I actually still, if I'm honest with you, I would still just use these, because they do exactly what they say on the tin, they work, and they're brilliant, really good. And I think you can get them, I think somebody else makes them. I don't know if Ox Tools make one that's similar to that. So check that out. As you can see, I'm not sponsored by anybody, because I'll just tell you what I think's truth. But I think Ox Tools still make one like that. But if you just want one that'll do both, then that might be a good solution for you. The Rothenberger one. As I say, that opens up, it'll cut 1.5 inch, and then it'll go a bit closer together for your 1.25 inch. So really good. If we've got any more plumbing questions, put some comments below. Keep putting some likes on there. We haven't had no likes for ages. Where can I get the blades? So, like I said, the blades, I think you mean the blades for these. Maybe you mean the blades for these. They should have some blades inside. If you should, because I can hear that. Somebody told me there's blades inside them, and I've never opened them up. Shall we see? I actually got a screwdriver. Let me get a screwdriver. Here's one I prepared earlier. We'll open that up, we'll have a look. So you see you've got your blade there. And then look at that. Just by magic, there's something white in there. And as I say, I've never, these are old. These could be 10-year-old things. You got a blade. You learn something new every day, don't you? And they're just inside there. But genuinely, if you look after them, I don't even know how to put it back in, but yeah, genuinely, if you look after them, you won't need to change that blade ever. Because like I say, if you have a look on that blade, that's my original blade. Because all you're doing is you're just putting on plastic and just turning it round. And there's not, I think the problem is people turn it the wrong way, and then they'll blame the cutter, which happens a lot with all our trade. Is that people do stuff wrong and then they blame tools, myself included. We all do stuff wrong, don't we? And then we don't want to admit that we were wrong. So what I would do, if in all honesty, if I'm going to choose one of them, it depends on what you want. But if you want just one that'll do both, then that's probably a really good... I actually like that one now. I didn't like the last one. But as I say, I think Ox Tools do them. I think they're in blue. But it's only what somebody told me. I've never actually... I might have seen them maybe, I don't know. But I'd have these are brilliant, really, really good. As I say, they'll last forever. And they were really cheap at the time. What else have I got on here? Got some pipe clamps for measuring your flow and return temperatures on boilers. These are TPI ones. So you can put them on flow and return on pipes. And then with TPI one, you can just have an app. You don't need to use like a flue gas analyzer. You can just do it straight on app and add your probes, put them on and get your readings, which is quite good. See if I've got what else on here. I'll just show you this because I haven't been showing anybody this much. See that though? 100,000 subscribers. Can you tell I'm quite proud of that? Yeah, I think that's it for questions. Let's have a look, see if there's any more. See, I can't see that question from Ghost. It keeps saying that scroll up, but I can't find it. Do you know why my pipe in the house starts shaking? Maybe it's not clipped. Just might need all clipping. There could be various reasons. It just needs investigating. Are you part of the Viva training team? That's a good question. Hopefully I would be classed as part of the Viva training team. I don't physically do training, but we go there and we do videos, and then videos are then used to help people that are training. So Richard invests a lot of time and money from Viva in helping and supporting the industry, supporting new people coming into industry, more than a lot of people do. You know, we will answer phones sometimes. Well, I mean, me and Richard, we've got a plumbing and gas training Facebook page, and you know, we try and help people when we can. So yeah, we got extra mile with that. But in answer to your question, yeah, hopefully I'm considered as part of the Viva training team. See if there's any more questions. Blades, yeah, we've said that. Replace, new, install with a heat pump. Replace it than a new heat pump. One thing I'll say as well. Somebody just put about costs and stuff of a heat pump. The cost of a heat pump. If you think about, if you get a heat pump installed, you might be talking to have that installed. Let's say it costs 10 grand, for instance. Now, it's a little bit different to that because there'll be grants available, so it might only cost you 5 grand. But let's say it's cost 10 grand because we need to compare apples with apples. And a boiler costs you, say, 2.5 grand. Over the 15-year life, then I would say that a gas boiler, in my opinion, for a lot of people, is still going to be the best solution. If you start doing other things, like I've said, doing renewables, like what I've done, solar panels and things like that, then obviously then the heat pump will be accelerated. So in my opinion, the first thing you would do, if you're going to spend any money, is you put solar panels on first, because I think solar panels are just amazing. I'm watching your content. It's very helpful and interesting. I'm 22 years in the trade. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you've got any tips for anybody, please put a comment below and we can talk about it. I'm not here to say that I'm the best at anything, really, to be honest. I just try and be honest with it all. So yeah. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, I'm really well at the minute. Thank you very much. Life is a roller coaster, as they say. We've just got to ride it. But yeah, life is good at the moment. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. Let's I'll see if anybody else asks any more questions. You can see, look, I like talking to people, can't you? My wife's at work today, and kids have gone to their nans, so I'm just at home by myself. So this is why I can stay at me. Did your mum do that when you were a kid? Go like that, and like that, white spit on your face? Put a comment below, let me know. I bet they did. Yes, mum, I don't want you to spit on my face. Let's have a little look in here again for anybody who's just joined. So what have we got? Look at that. We've got this pipe bender. So we just had Dan here about an hour ago now, just bending some pipe. So you'll be able to watch some of this video back later on. It'll be on my Facebook, actually. I'll download this video and I'll put it onto my Facebook if I can. So you'll be able to watch the full video with Dan. We had a mess about with pipes. He did some good bending. Showed us how to do some bending. Different types of bends. There. He did a really good job. I did put him under pressure, which were good. I'm a newly qualified gas engineer. Can I join your team for training? Yeah, you can. Of course you can. If you want some training on fault finding and stuff on boilers, we've got training, and we've got training on that at Viva. If you want any other advice or help, send me a message on Messenger. Maybe Facebook might be better. Or put some comments below, or put some comments on videos on Facebook, and I'll try and answer them. I try and answer as many as I can. I do get quite a lot, if I'm honest. Sometimes hundreds a day, to be fair. But yeah, has the efficiency of your solar panels decreased? No, I'll show you how much I've generated on my solar panels. Solar panels these have been unbelievable. So we've generated, that's what we've generated so far. What's that? 17,000 kilowatt hours. And at the minute we're generating 2.5 kilowatts. So 17,000 kilowatt hours we've generated of energy. So if you worked it out at like 30 pence per kilowatt hour, I can't even think, what's that, 17, about 5, is it 500, 5 grand is that? No, 5 grand? Is it 5 grand? Something like that? Don't know, I'd have to work it out with a calculator. But yes, 17,000 kilowatt hours at whatever your energy price is. And then, so yeah, so that's quite amazing to be fair. See if I've got what else interesting to show you. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got this. Hilti sent me this new multi-tool. I did a quick video for that for Hilti and on the tools. It's quite good. Yeah, 5,100. Thank you for that. Whoever just added that up, that's appreciated. What's my best tools? One of the best things that I've got, I'll tell you what I ain't got it in here, but these mats. I'll just turn this round. I need to lay one out on floor, but these mats, these work mats. What's going on with this? These work mats, I like these. Let's turn it back round. What else have I got that's any good? Laser level. Got Hilti laser level. I've had that for years and years. Dropped it downstairs once. In fact, I dropped it off. I was up in loft. I had it on top of steps, going up into the loft, and I knocked it off with my foot. It bounced all downstairs, and Hilti swapped it, which were really good. So that's a good thing that I've got. Just put that back in the cupboard, otherwise I'll end up with a load of mess everywhere. What else do I like? Wagos. Anybody else use Wagos? I like them. They're really good. What else have I got? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is good. I like this. I've had this for years, this brilliant bit of kit. Pump for, and you can get extensions for that as well. So you can clip it on and off really easy. That's really good for pumping expansion vessels up. You can just put that in your bag. It is a little bit big, but I used to have it in my monument bag and it was good. What else have I got that's good? Let's have a look down here. It's a bit of a mess in here because I'm just finishing off my YouTube studio, if you like. So, Fernox, we tried to do that with Professor Plumber the other day, but we didn't get it working because it's been stood a while. We've got portable energy pack thing, solar panels. You can get solar panels with that. Just got some pipe work here. I'm just going to do some videos on Trapex filters. I've got some different Trapex filters. What do we think about Trapex filters? Put some comments below. So we've got the ones without valves. And then we've got the ones with valves. So I'm going to do some videos on them soon. And I'll pipe them up into this Worcester Bosch 4000. I've also got the new 80 one there. I did a video on that recently. We've got the thermoskirt around here. A couple of pairs of shoes there, look. Thermoskirt around there. And then in here, just going to be getting this floor done, hopefully next week maybe. Get this floor done. But again, we've got firmer skirt on there. And that's your firmer skirt stuff. What do people think about firmer skirt? I have done a video on firmer skirt. It's on my YouTube channel. They came to my house. They actually installed this for me, or with me, mainly for me, to be honest. All bits that go with it. The Tektite stuff, pipework, which we've got in there. I noticed once I did a video on that, somebody else did some videos on it afterwards. But that looks like good stuff, to be honest. What's more efficient, firmer skirt or radiators? I've no idea. I don't know the answer to that. What's more efficient? One thing that I like about the firmer skirt is the fact that it's all the way around the room. So you're not going to just get one patch that's hot. So yeah, I think the firmer skirt will actually be good in winter, but we'll find out. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be amazing and then have egg on my face in winter and it don't get warm. So, but I think it'll be really good. Do you use LK or Upino? Let's have that. And then my firmer skirt, at the minute I've got it controlled with a Salus TRV head. So the pipes as they come round, I've just connected it on there. And then I can just use that on my app. I've got this big water booster as well in here. Power tank. And I think that's it now. Unless anybody's got any questions, super quick, I will answer any questions anybody's got. Plenty of plastic parts used in heating systems. I'll just try to see if I could show you out where is a bit. I got loads of stuff in here, but it's just a mess at the minute. I need to sort it all out. I'm going to sort it all out. I'll tell you something that I think's good for 22mm pipe and above. One of these. It's not so good on 15mm. But if anybody else thinks it's good. Do I prefer TikTok or Instagram? I don't do Instagram. To be honest, TikTok for me, if I'm truly honest, was just a joke. To start with, I just started dumping some of my old videos on TikTok. Because I didn't know about TikTok. I don't even know how to use TikTok now. But Instagram, I don't do Instagram because I don't really like the pipe polishing, pretending you're best at stuff and all that stuff. I don't do it for me, done that. I'm more about keeping it real and helping people genuinely rather than pretending that we have to polish every pipe and put brasso on, and then after we've put brasso on we're going to put lagging over top of it. So yeah, so that's why I didn't join Instagram. Sorry for that rant. The new version, £150 screw fix, is great on all sizes including 15mm. All right, okay, I'll have to try that. To be honest, I'm probably not going to buy one. How much does the clamp cost, fella? How much does the clamp? What clamp are we on about? quite good now because we've got 26 people on now. So anybody who asks a question, there's a good chance I'm going to answer it for you. And we've just got Dan. Dan's just messaging me now saying that was funny. So I'll just message him back. I am still live. Come back. I've just messaged Dan to say I'm still live. Come back, because we were getting more views when Dan went on. We got more views when you were on. Yeah, I just messaged him back. We got more views when you were on. Yeah, good stuff. Well, I hope everybody enjoys the day. Do you know what they call a fish with a tie on? No, go on. Come on, tell us, what do they call a fish with a tie on? I have very bad water pressure, mains pressure. I'm a plumber and I like the sound of the tank. Any good? Yes is the answer. There's different solutions, so it's just about finding the right solution for you. The tank that I've got is too big. It's probably, well, almost definitely is not the right solution for me. The reason I get stuff that's overkill, if you like, is that I test things and all my stuff will change because I'm just testing different products and testing things. And let's just, for an example, when I pipe this in, this does 80 litres a minute. So what I will probably do is I'll have a pipe off there and I'll put it out of that door and I'll squirt it towards the next door's house, and it'll just probably make a good video. But it will make a massive difference to water pressure in your house if you put something in like that. But as I say, there's different brands, different manufacturers, so you can have you can choose which you like best. We don't know what's that answer to that thing. Looks brilliant. Do you know? Come on then, everybody. Do we know what they call a fish with a tie on? Somebody's put that in comments. So yeah, I think for water pressure that it'll be really good, and it'll be good just to play away. And that's it's a variable speed pump on that, so I believe I'll be able to turn it down. So I suppose it's better to be able to turn it down. And I think on that note, what is the best thing you have bought that saves you energy? Best thing that I've bought that saves me energy? That's a good question. Solar panels, without a doubt. If I were going to just buy one thing, I'd buy the solar panels. The next thing after that would be batteries. Because what happens with solar panels are so annoying. Because solar panels give you the energy when you don't need it. So through the day, you'll get energy. So for instance, now we've got loads of energy and we don't need it unless you can do something with that energy. So I've developed my system in that I've got 2 cylinders. So I've got solar divert, so I can put heat into them cylinders. So yeah, so I'd go for solar panels, I'd go for batteries, and then I would probably go down the route of an air source heat pump if you've got the space and if you can get a grant and if you can make it stack up financially. But I'd definitely get solar panels and batteries. Yeah, that's my answer to that. Please answer my comment above. I'm trying. Michael J. Fox. Please answer my comment above. Michael J. Fox, let's find you. Would you ditch a failing combi boiler for an electric water heater and electric rads? Absolutely. No, definitely not a chance. Michael J. Fox, the answer to your question is absolutely no way, not a chance. it'll cost you an absolute fortune to run. So if you've got a gas, I'm assuming that your combi boiler is a gas combi boiler in that question. If you've got a gas combi boiler, would I swap it for an electric combi boiler? No, absolutely not a chance. What you've got to bear in mind is electricity. If you're buying electricity, you're going to get 1-to-1. So let's say it's 30 pence. It's going to cost you 30 pence per kilowatt hour for the energy that you're buying. Whereas a gas boiler is going to cost you 10 pence. So not a chance. Gas, definitely. Gas. Gas is best in them circumstances, in my opinion. Not easy to fix a broken tile slate with solar panels installed. Alan, that's a good question, but hopefully what you do, you'd get your roof, so your roof were in a different standard, a decent standard before you did the solar panels. In my particular case, I've got an in-roof system, so I got my roof took off, I got new felt put on, and then I got my solar panels put on. So I don't have no tiles apart from around the edges, so there's no tiles to repair with it. Where did you get your solar panels from? So I used a company called First for Solar. First for Solar, to be honest, they did me a really good job. They've actually gone into liquidation or bankrupt or something now, so they're not available to. But if you do want a quote for solar panels, you could go onto the Heatable website, heatable.co.uk, and you can actually just get a fixed price quote. You don't need to put your details in, and you can choose what you want. You draw your roof on there. It's got a quoting tool on there where you can draw your roof, and then you can choose whether you want batteries or whatever on there as well. So at very least, you'll get an idea of what cost it will be. I believe there's a tool on there as well that shows you payback. So at least you can get a good chance to see what's what. Probably a leak on the system. Opinion: copper v plastic. That's a good question, isn't it? Let's go and have a look. Copper or plastic? Truthfully, I think copper is a little bit overrated. A lot of copper there, look. So on there I've got plastic, and I've got lots and lots of copper. So on show, probably most people would say copper's best. Under floorboards, I prefer plastic, and the reason I prefer plastic, if I'm going to go do a heating system, then if you're going to use copper, you've got to notch the joists. If you're going to use plastic, you can drill the joist halfway down. So what happens is, if anybody comes along and put any screws in, out like that, they're not going to put screws through pipes. So, and there's less joints as well if you've got plastic. So yeah, I think it's horses for courses, isn't it, really? But a lot of people have plastic in almost all new builds. Everywhere will be plastic. So another thing with copper is copper's seems to be a lot thinner nowadays than it used to be. So I won't get hung up on plastic or copper, to be honest. Just do what you think. I know a lot of people do say copper's best, but I think it just depends on the situation. A few people have been and put leak seal in pipes, but that doesn't last. That I would say it might be something else. It could be Michael J. Fox. It could be that you've got a problem with the boiler. So if you got a problem with expansion vessel, could be expansion vessel needs pressurising up or topping up. There might be something else that's wrong with it, and it's not actually losing. Might be losing out PRV on outside. So maybe you could put like a a bag or something there to catch any water that comes out of PRV. You can see if there's out leaking out of there. It could be internal, it could be heat exchanger inside the boiler's leaking, passing, going down condensate so you don't see it. So that could be another thing. Alan, do you think European plumbing is far ahead or American plumbing? I have no idea. What do you think, Martin? You tell me. You obviously know more about this than I do. I don't know about European plumbing or American plumbing. I think we all have different. Miracle Seal CT1 is the only one that really works. I personally, I know Mr. SDS is saying about putting stuff into system. I mean, I've done this job for over 30 years now. Is it? What are we on now? 34 years I've been doing this job. And I think I've only ever used leak sealer once in all them years. I would definitely not recommend putting sealer in a system. I just won't. I think European is miles ahead. Right, okay. Love your educational stream, fella. Alan, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. I'm not sure how educational it is. I just give my opinion. I'll tell you something, I'll show you actually. I've got a question for you. Navium boilers. What do anybody think of Navium boilers? That's not actually a question I'm going to ask you, but what does anybody think about Navium boilers? But one thing I wanted to show you with this autofill. So that's something for social housing, and you can automatically fill the boiler, so it'll only do it to a certain pressure, and also it'll keep a report of it, and like the council and stuff can know if it's having too much pressure in. That's the Viricon system. I did do a video on that as well on YouTube. American Seal acts like an inhibitor as well. It's a last resort. I'm not convinced with that. I personally won't put. I would avoid at all costs putting any sort of sealer in the system. Whatever manufacturers say on subjects, that'd be my opinion. I think if something's starting to leak somewhere, then you need to find out why it's leaking. It's probably going to be something like a heat exchanger or something like that, which you can maybe solve quite easily. So I wouldn't put it in. Who's your favourite social media plumber? That's an interesting question. I don't actually watch other people on social media normally. My favourite of all time was Tom Plum. So I don't know if anybody knows Tom Plum. Tom Plum was the original plumber, old plumber that used to do videos, and he were great. He wasn't always right. His comments weren't always right, what he was saying, but he was just a genuine old guy. Were there just to help people. Didn't have a bad bone in his body. What's going on out here? Someone's just fell over. Let's see what that is. That might have been that. Right, okay. Yeah, so Tom Plum. Another person that I think is a good, nice, genuine person is Plumber Parts. James or Jamie. Because when I've been doing my social media stuff, I've been studying who stats are the truth, if you like. So just watching. I've got a program that watches the if people are buying views and buying followers, and if they're fake, really. And Plumber Parts, I think is a very genuine guy. I think he does really good content. So yeah, Plumber Parts for me. If you watch any of his stuff, it's good. He's put the effort in to do good quality videos. So I think that I'd say Plumber Parts. There's a lot of people that's come and done videos since, and it's just all about them. Don't like that. I don't like anybody that's like that. But that's just my opinion. Some people, what we'll do, They will phone round, they'll find out all information, and then they'll do a video as if that they're the expert, and they won't even recognise that they got that information from somebody else. They won't even say, oh, you know, I got that information from somebody and they told me about it. So don't like that either. I like genuine. I just like genuine. We're all learning. Fraser, how you doing, sir? Do you want to come on? Can I invite you on? Do you want to join me? Who else do I like on social media? Who else do I like? Professor Plumber, a lovely guy to meet. That's been this last few months. That's probably been a highlight for me, meeting Professor Plum. It was nice to meet him. It was nice. He came to my house. He's been here twice. We've done some good stuff together. I've actually still got some videos to put on from me with Professor Plum. So yeah, it's Fraser as well. I met Fraser. Where's Fraser? Is he still here? I don't know if he's still here or not, but yeah, I met Fraser at the show. Fraser's a good guy to follow as well. I'll invite him on again, see if he's going to come on. I don't think he'll come on, but I invited him on earlier, but we might not be able to understand him though, because he's got a bit of... Hi Alan, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Thank you for tuning in. Have you ever seen Mr. London Plumber guy? Somebody told me about Mr. London Plumber the other day, and the answer is I haven't. I don't know who it is. Don't know who he is. And then somebody else has put me. How can I become a qualified plumber quickly? I think for plumbing you need to go on like an MVQ, but I'm not sure. If you wanted to train in gas, you can do a fast track course. Nothing's quick though, so I think a fast track course might take you like 12 months, but that would only be the start of your journey. You have to continually then go on training courses and do lots of other things. I mean, I'm still learning now after 30 whatever years. I just said 34 years, and I'm learning every day. Every day is a new day. Fast track, no. Do you know something? I've had trainees with me now for 15 years or so, and a lot of the best trainees, a lot of the best people are people that went the fast track route. And whether people like that or not, that is the truth. There's no question about that. Some of the award winners that's won installer shows actually started on the fast track route. Some of the people that I know that, just plug this in, some of the people that I know that are really, really good gas engineers. You see, what you've got to bear in mind is, let's say somebody's in army and they come out of army and now they want to retrain. They'll do a fast track course, or they might do a fast track course. But they've got a lot of life experience. But then what happens is, people that spend their own money, they might spend $5,000, $6,000 of their own money. They can't work while they're doing that. So they will put the effort in to try and learn. I would say the best route overall would be if you can get people that come out of college and they do an apprenticeship, but that's just not the case normally. I started out as what's your thoughts on British Gas? I'll come back to that in a minute. I started out as a plumber, apprentice plumber. I did my apprenticeship, and then I eventually I went and worked at British Gas. So yeah, we'll come back to British Gas. But British Gas even have people that they train quite quick as well. So yeah, I think fast track is as good as all else, and that's my genuine opinion. And that opinion's changed over the years, because I used to be a little bit negative towards fast track, but then I got a lot of people with me that were fast track engineers, and some of these people that were coming with me, they were better than me for things. You know, they really knew, because they'd studied stuff, and they just, yeah, they were good. So I don't think you can rule out anybody. I think it's all about the individual. Fast track or MVQ, you can get good and bad in both. But some of the best engineers came the fast track route, and that's just a fact. What do I think? What's your thoughts on British Gas? It depends what that's in relevance to. What do I think on British Gas engineers? What do I think on training? So I went to British Gas, and I worked at British Gas, and we used to, because we'd go to the same jobs you know, you might go to 10 jobs a day, boiler, then you'd see the notes of all the jobs. So you'd need, so Nick has just put that he were a fast tracker. So, you know what I mean? Nick's a better gas engineer than me by a long way. His work's amazing. He came to my house. The pipe work's just amazing. So, you know, fast track is, I think you can't fault somebody who's actually going to put the effort in to come and train and spend their own money to do that. Going back to British Gas, I think British Gas have probably lost their way a little bit. Obviously, I'll be a little bit careful what I say for legal reasons, because I don't want to be sued. Obviously, all that fire and rehire stuff. And I had somebody recently that were working at a job two doors from me. And I'm just going to see what's going on out there. And he just started at British Gas, and he'd come out to van because he didn't know how to take case of a boiler. But saying that, anybody who comes to my house who's a gas engineer, if they haven't worked on a Wiesmann boiler before, then I guarantee you most of them's not going to know how to take case off that boiler there. So everything's just learning. We're getting more people joining now. Is that the sun? That's the sun, Nick. You know what happens when the sun? Shall we just have a look? What happens when we get sun? Oh, look at this. This is what happens when we get sun. Look at that. 8 kilowatts from solar panels. How good's that? Do you like that? Put some likes on. Come on, put some likes on. We haven't had no likes for ages. Nobody's putting likes on. I've been on here now for about 5 hours. Can tell Joanne's at work today, and kids out here. You see Nick, you see Fast Track Plumber did this. Look at this pipe work. Look at these bends here. Look at that. These bends, this bend here, look at this bend. Goes from there, all the way around there, down there. There's a kink in it there, when it goes round up, it's hard to see there. Goes round there, there's a kink in it round back of there, round there, all in one piece of pipe. That's from somebody who did a fast track course. I can't do that. And I've been doing job 36 years, 35, 34 years. Some of these amazing bends on here were done by Nick. Just about to go out with the dog and rain. Oh, it's not raining here, mate. It's the sun is shining. I need to get you back, Nick, anyway. You see this? This power tank here, it's not going to install itself. I need somebody who knows what they're doing to come and do my plumbing. Nick, have you installed a power tank? If you have, what do you think to him? Has anybody installed a power tank? Let me know what you think to him. Do I think there's going to be a shortage of plumbers? I think gas engineers. I don't know about plumbers because people do plumbing that aren't even qualified. So I think the good thing, people slag gas safe off, but I think the good thing with gas safe is that it means that you have to actually be qualified to do gas. So, but I think there's definitely going to be a shortage with gas engineers. At the minute, what's happening is a lot of people are going to do air source heat pumps and different technologies. Like Nick, who's just been on, I don't know if it's still on, but Nick is like he said, he did a fast track course, and now he's amazing. He can do amazing work, but he don't really do a lot of gas anymore. I don't think he does more amazing stuff like renewable stuff and plant rooms and all sorts of amazing stuff. So I think that stuff, if you imagine a gas engineer will go do a gas boiler, and you might do one boiler a day. When you're doing like what Nick's doing now, he might be in a plant room for, I don't know, a month, maybe, Nick, something like that. So we're going to need a lot more gas engineers, in my opinion. And there's a worry as well, because people are saying they're getting rid of gas, not as many people are thinking to go train to be a gas engineer. So I think we're going to have my view is we're going to have a massive shortage of gas engineers. I've installed loads of boosters. It's very good kit. So do you think 80 litres a minute will be enough, Nick, for my house? 500 litre as well. I've installed dozens of power tanks here in Ireland. They are a game changer. Good stuff, yeah. But will 80 litres a minute be good enough for my house? That is the question. Have we got any more questions on here? I think I need to end this now, don't I? Do you think I need to end this and go sit in sun? Has anybody else on here, anybody else admit to being a fast tracker? That'd be a good debate. Because there's good and bad in all, fast track or no fast track. So Rich from Viva Training has invited me to go go-karting, and Dan has just messaged me to tell me he's at horse riding. So in the morning he's pipe bending, and then let me just take a picture of this just to show that we're still on live. Just sending in that just so we're still on live. Can you say hello to William? He loves your videos. Aid. Is that Aid? Hello, Aid Williams. 80 litres is more than enough. That would fill a bath in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think I'll have to adjust it. Got my CCN1 reassessment coming up for the first time. Any tips? Yeah, the Viper Gas has got, they've got like a book that you can get. I don't know if it's actually on the app, you'd have to see, but they've got a new app what shows you all, helps you with all like regs and stuff like that. But they used to have a book, I'm sure I've still got it, where you can go through it and it'll help you with doing your CCN1. I don't think you'll have a problem, to be honest. I would always go on the training though. So a lot of people just go on the exams. I've always gone on the training as well. And I think I consider myself as somebody who, you know, knows quite a bit. But I still always go on the training because I think we always, on every training course, we pick something up. Yeah. Alan, I've been fitting a boiler today. Alan, you have been with me fitting a boiler today. Yeah, Paul, I've been fitting a boiler with you today. Yeah. All you need to do is just add a donation to Candlelighters. That'll do. Or anybody else, feel free. Candlelighters. So if you go on to, if you search for Alan Hart on Google, search for Candlelighters or just give in Alan Hart, and you'll find my webpage. And let me just have a look. I'll show you it. So if we search Alan Hart, just giving. Alan Hart just giving, and you'll find that page there. Look. And if you want, you can add, you see there, give now. Go on there, add a donation. I need to get that to 1 million. So we've got a long way to go. We're only at 161,000. But I need to get that to 1 million. That's my target. Don't tell anybody. It doesn't say, it says 200,000 there. My real target's 1 million. We'll get there though, won't we? We'll get there. Alan, what football team do you support? As you can probably see from my lovely slim figure, I'm not into football. I don't watch football. I actually went to football once I went to one of my friends works at a football stadium, and I went there, and there was somebody there that were talking to he were a footballer, and I didn't even know who he was. So I don't know about football. Sorry about that. He loves your videos. thank you to anybody who loves my videos. I'm very grateful for that. Appreciated. Yeah, there's a lot of comments on here. Keep them coming though. Keep putting them on. Really appreciate it. Keep putting your likes on as well. That'll help. British Gas going out to do safety checks and not even checking fires, putting NA on everything. Right, okay. Mr. SDS, British Gas going out to do safety checks and not even checking gas fires, putting NA on everything. I can't comment on British Gas doing that or not doing that because obviously I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. I've never heard of that happening. When I was at British Gas, that certainly wasn't something that I ever heard of. It won't be something that I would have done when I worked at British Gas. We didn't actually do a lot of safety checks. We mainly did boilers, just boilers only, mainly. There was some gas fires that we did, but we didn't do loads, or I didn't personally do loads. Sometimes we did back boilers. But yeah, so I don't know about that. Maybe that's, if that was true, then maybe that's because there's a lot of people that started that are quite new to it and they just, they're not up to speed yet. But I don't know the answer to that. See if we've got any more questions. A northern guy who doesn't like football. Afternoon, Tiger. Afternoon, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Whew, it's warm. So, I've got the instructions here for this power tank. I've never fitted one of these before, so we'll have to see. I'll have to have a look how to install. In fact, I wonder if that that Nick guy, if he's still watching, I wonder if that Nick guy wants to come and just install it for me. It won't take him long. Come on, Nick. You know you want to. I've got your copper here anyway. I've just bought some from City. I had to buy some from City Plumbing because I've run out of copper. So I bought a bundle of 28. I bought a bundle of 15 and 22. So yeah, and I've also got some biscuits. So I know that you don't like a lot of them, so I'll get a full packet and we can share them. So you can have 2 biscuits and I'll at rest. So just let me know when you want to come. I can get you live actually. We could have a full day live on TikTok. How good would that be? Nick, full day live on TikTok, and I could just really drop you in it as much as possible. My boy Alan, the neighbourhood hero. My boy Alan. I don't know who that is. Thank you for joining. You coming to Plum show in Dublin? No, I'm not coming. Call me later. Nick, I don't need to call you. You know where I live. Get yourself here. Anytime you want. Tell me the day. Let's get it live. In fact, a Saturday would be best. We could just do a full Saturday live doing plumbing, having a laugh, eating biscuits. I'll plug my phone in so battery don't run out, and everybody can just watch real life plumbing, and that'd be amazing. Yeah, can we put some more likes on this? Because we're not getting no likes on this now. We're running out of people. I think people are getting bored now because number of people watching is going down. It's call me later to Dublin. You see, somebody's put on there, Nick, already. We've already got somebody that's going to tune in, Nick. So that'd be amazing. And you can really show us how to do that pipe bending. You can compare. We can compare. We can see who's the best at pipe bending, me or you. No competition there, is there? Definitely won't be me, that's for sure. But at least people will learn from it. Probably I'll learn more than out. Yeah, that's it. Don't know what else. Anybody got any of these? This is quite a good kit. I think it's about, you can get them for about £3. Schrader valve kit. Ooh. Does anybody know what that's for? Do you know? I know. Put a comment below. Let me know if you know what this side of it's for. Come on, Nick, you must know that. Are you using multi-layer pipe yet? I have used multi-layer pipe. I'll tell you what's quite interesting. The new stuff that's just come from Tech-Type that's actually 15mm. That's quite interesting because at least you'll be able to connect onto it later. Yeah. What's it for? It's for if it's cross-threaded. Where did I just put it? If your Schrader valve's a little bit cross-threaded, you can just use that. And it's tapered, you can screw it in, and then you can get it back to a thread again. And then you can also use that side and thread that in. And then you can screw your Schrader valves in. So if you've got your Schrader valve on your boiler, if it's leaking, you can replace them. So you can use your Schrader valve tool. Got a little thing on the end of there, don't know if you can see. It's a bit hard to see there. That goes onto there. So if you imagine that in the expansion vessel, and then all you're doing is unscrewing the one out that's leaking, and then just put that one in, put a new one in. And we've also got new caps with it. As I say, for a gas engineer, that's a perfect little kit. It's about £3 or so. So, what, you can't say much, can you, for £3? You can get them from City Plumbing as well, if anybody wants to get any of them. Yeah, it is. It's proper handy. And I think everybody's bored now because everybody's going. We've only got 18 people left. So I think on that note, I think I will love you and leave you. Thank you to everybody who has watched. Need an engineer for fluing in a church. Any good engineers that you can guide us through? It depends where you live, to be honest. But yeah, so no, not really. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's watched. I hope you found this of some use. Thank you to Dan, who came on the live earlier. I thought it was quite funny. I thought we had a bit of a laugh. And yeah, I think it's been good. It's a bit long, this one. This will go up onto Facebook as well. So if you've missed any of this, it'll go onto Facebook as a full live. So as a full video. I'll download it and put it up on Facebook. So yeah, thanks again. Thank you very much. 1 minute, millibar drop over 1 minute. What should I do? Depends on meter. You need a larger garage. Right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you once again. And we've got 14 viewers remaining, so it's time to go. Thank you.